Toys, 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 manly toys, 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 toys,
and TV and movies too. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday and time for the Toy Duo team to come back and talk about all the week's reveals and the movie and TV news you didn't know you needed and whatever else pops up in the chat or on the show, because a lot of times we just like to talk about whatever, and I'm waiting for John to try to interrupt me and ruin the intro. But he's just not doing it.
He's kind of faded today. He looks very distracted.
Well, he is the man from 1985.
Probably why.
Yes, that's because I don't have my camera, the good computer, the camera, and all the stuff for doing live streams is at the house.
And I noticed too,
at the condo. So
rewatching the after show, that I don't know, StreamYard changed, but yeah, we're in 80 DPI now. And I'm like, what the hell? Did they cut it half from 7?
It downgraded us because I was on it. I have a shitty camera right here.
Oh, that's what it is. I think because you pointed out it was 480p. They said, "Oh, really? You're that high in your resolution? Let me turn
my camera." That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm from 1985. My camera is about from 1985.
All right. So we got. Hold on. I can't read the names. I'm gonna ditch this. G-Force saying hello. General Hawk. I'm trying to read the names, Dan. Hold on.
Brian.
What's that? Oh no, okay. We're not gonna go there. I'm not gonna finish reading your name because this is a family friendly show. I can't believe you did that. But anyways, we got Sir Eric Brown's here.
How's it going?
Showing early. We got Just Dan. And then let's say ties to some people in the chat. We got G-Force. He was here first saying hello to everybody. You got Dandy 1981. Brian Myers is here. Let's see. That's it. It's the two of you. No, Jonathan Redmond. Mr. B. Connor from Fuller's Figures.
There he is.
Let's see. Northern Nomad is here. Yeah. All right.
Connor just sent me something awesome.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he did. Oh,
I got the ferret, the classified series ferret from
Oh,
Connor.
nice.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I remember a few weeks ago he was saying they still had him on Pulse EU.
Yeah, they're completely sold out. I missed out.
I was going to say, it's sold out.
Video coming soon. Video coming probably later today.
Yeah, that's really cool. Pretty awesome. All right, let's see. So this week on the Toy Duo, we got this thumbnail with some teases with some stuff that's going to get revealed or was revealed this week, including San Diego Comic-Con exclusive action figures from Hasbro. We got some Acolyte stuff that's popping out. We got that super cool helmet. And if you ever seen Shaun, is it Shaun of the Dead? Is that the name of the show? Because
Shaun of the Dead.
You got red on you.
One of the best scenes in movie history is all of them in the Winchester bar bashing the one zombie to "Don't Stop Me Now" from Queen.
Yeah,
nice.
That's a great movie, man.
I like when they see the girl out back. Is she drunk?
I know. Is she drunk? What is going on over there?
They're throwing records at her.
Cool to see Simon Pegg show up on The Boys.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was cool.
His American accent really throws me off, though. It freaks me out.
Does it really?
Oh yeah.
Butcher's accent throws me off because he emphasizes it by triple.
Yeah.
Extra accent, which is very, very cool.
All right, we got Shane Shooter jumped in. Jumpy McClunky's here. Sunny Sundries is here. If I miss people, you guys got to help me call them out when they show up. But
I said, hey.
Sunny did a video the other day. There's a
David
video
R.
on Sunny's channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. David.
All right. So the first thing we'd like to start off doing is welcome to Bragging Camp. It's just a little bit of show and tell. So does anybody have anything they would like to show off as something they picked up this week?
How about just something that I found?
Okay, hold on.
So I mentioned that last week with my 3 3/4 Hulk Marvel Universes, and Dan Dan was saying he collected some of them. So I found a bag of not Hulks in the 375
Wow, look at that.
Marvels. And I remember getting all these like when I saw the cool characters because they were like $10 at the
Is that
time.
Fury?
Yeah, Fury, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawk Dude. And
Hey, I remember the
Red Skull
Avengers
guy.
sets. I think I have that Black Widow and the Fury.
And then the ones I'm definitely keeping are these two Punishers.
You're getting rid of the rest of them?
I think so. Like toys are silly. And
yeah,
I'm gonna keep my Fantastic Four cruise to go with my my thing. But yeah, those are cool, man. I thought I hadn't seen these in years. Like they were in the bottom of a bin, and thought they were pretty cool, man. Magneto
That's why you got to hang them up.
with his Sith helmet
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
Blue eyes.
and fake Nick Fury, according to Lack. He looks pretty good. But yeah, these are great. Like these are equivalent to a vintage collection with the failing Star Wars line, but they're pretty cool, man. I wish they'd bring these back.
Yeah, this one lines up with the reveal
Yeah,
today.
yeah, those are the ones.
Little
Oh
teaser.
yeah, there you go.
Ooh, there, look at
That's
that.
a cool one.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Do you have any of those open? Or are you in one of those silly inboxers?
No, I actually got two of these because Death said one of my I think it was one of my first random non like traditional Marvel loves.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
I got
these
all-
all came with stands, I believe, which is pretty
I got all
cool.
his comics.
And some of them came with. Do you still have the file cards?
Probably, I
Sealed
keep
file?
the card back, so whatever if something came with it, I think I would have
No,
kept
they
it.
were inserts. They were
They were
little
in-
envelopes, and they looked like
Yeah.
secret shield files. And they would have
Yeah,
like a
I
file.
should have them. I'm not known for throwing silly stuff away.
If you
Unless
go
I-
into the other room in Rick's super apartment, there's
Yeah.
a pathway from that room he's in to the door, and it's just like stacks of like paper and cardboard all the way to the ceiling, and it's like a maze to get. Yeah, see.
It's weird that you know that because I've never shown Vern that, but I do. I have a stack of Millennium Falcons over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Is that an envelope?
Yeah.
It's like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a little.
Then
little file folder.
there's stuff inside about the guys. Yeah.
Does it say? Hold on, hold that up again, Dan. I'm going to make you big screen. Does it say Colonel Mustard, Library, Wrench?
Candlestick, actually,
A little top secret in Canada.
I didn't keep them together, so it's kind of like a mist. It's like a blind bag. I just when I opened up the figures, I took them all and threw them in the box. I don't even know which one. This
Oh,
is.
it was Sonny was on a different channel. Okay.
Yeah, he was
Oh, it was-
guessing.
Yeah, I just saw it was Sonny, so I was like, "Hey,
It's got a card.
oh, I've got Iron Man in it."
I know.
a
I don't remember
holographic
backwards
or-
here, but
That's pretty
Card.
cool. I like it.
little stat card, and then here's Fury's notes. This is his little redacted
that's
file
cool.
on.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can read it. Anybody who wants to read it, just pause, read through it.
I have intelligence
redacted.
regarding recent.
Still that signature.
Make sure you get Vern plenty of watch hours.
That's
fine.
actually not correct because I believe that if it is top secret, there's supposed to be a secondary envelope or folder that's also marked. And then there's supposed to be,
Oh.
there was a folder inside of a folder. And then it's supposed to be clearly marked top, bottom, whatever.
Trilingual.
Yeah. And you wouldn't redact it if it's actually, there was no need for redaction if it's actually a marked document. But
Yeah. So
I have
many
no
did you
idea.
have?
I have no idea. I'm just messing around.
You
How
know.
many did you have, Rick?
A can. Not counting my 20 Hulks and things. I'll message you, Dan. I'll send these over to you. I'm not looking to make bank.
Yeah. If you got any that I don't have, I'll hit you up, man.
All right. If John wakes up, he can show us something that he's got.
Grumpy.
So, all right, I'll go grab this because this could be a pretty cool discussion.
All right. All right.
Just
What
don't
about
grab
you,
it
Eric?
where it
Anything?
burns.
So with that,
Yeah,
spear
I,
back
I
there.
forgot I did get something. I pulled the trigger on this on
Oh,
Amazon.
nice. Deadpool.
Yeah, you
Nice.
did.
Deadpool. Nice.
So
So Eric, did you get the 2-pack with him and Negasonic Teenage Warhead?
no,
I'm curious if it's just a repack or if there's something additional.
the only other Deadpool I have is was this the SDCC one.
Oh, that's cool.
From-
I like
from
it.
that's
last
like a-
year.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
that comic one. Yeah.
Hey,
If you were
talking
gonna
about
have one
Deadpool.
that- Sorry,
Oh,
Vern.
sorry. Talking about Deadpool and Comic-Con, by the way, one year they had in the bathrooms, those papers you pull out and put on the toilet seats.
Yeah.
They all had Deadpool's face on them.
Yeah.
But people were like taking the entire package. So after like the first day, they didn't have any more.
I actually did get a few other things at Target. So a couple weeks ago, they had the Batman animated series Batmobile for sale. That was the like DC Direct. I think it's a 6-inch scale. So I was looking for.
Ooh,
I found the Batman and Robin
Nice.
to go. So
Yeah,
I got the rest of the line because like,
Why does Robin have green legs?
it's a Condiment King Build-A-Figure.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is the Condiment King wearing
It's the
underwear?
PG version. It's the one that's not showing his tights underneath.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I did a head swap in your honor.
All right, let's see it. Nice.
That's terrifying.
Wait, no, you got to see the other half now.
That is a little scary.
Bam!
Bam.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I like it.
I don't know what.
that's
I don't know
good.
what's scarier.
Big hammer foot or Bigfoot head.
All right. Cool.
And then
All right.
TJC.
TJ,
Happy birthday, Vern.
what?
I
Oh,
don't know.
so I don't have anything new, but I did want to show off the Star Tours Cup from
Excellent.
way back in the day.
That's from when I was alive, 1985.
Yeah, from 1985.
They
It actually
still
says
have-
1986 right here. So
Oh,
I like
they
to
still
show it
have
off.
Star
I think I've
Tours?
showed this before, but if you are really good, like a Blade Runner, you can pause this later, look at the reflection, go around the corner of the reflection, and see what's on these other shelves over here, which I never show.
yeah.
Do they still have Star Tours?
Yeah.
It opened in 87 though.
Is Michael Jackson still in it, or have they edited him out?
No, he was in Captain EO.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he was like
also good.
part of Star Tours,
No,
and Pee Wee Herman was the voice of the robot.
no.
He was. Yeah,
Yes,
he
they
was.
were, and
He,
No.
he,
both
Pee Wee
did
was the
it.
voice of Rex. Yeah.
I would say if anybody doesn't know anything about Star Wars, it's Rick.
That's awesome. I love it. Is that Motu?
No, this is from Super Joe, 1977.
That's
In 1977, Hasbro decided that the 12-inch action figure was no longer viable, and decided to compete with Mego and made up the Super Joe and also an 8-inch action figure. So they reduced the size of GI Joe from 12 inches to 8 inches and decided to put him in outer space against monsters such as Terron the Beast and Gore the monster. And those were all 8-inch figures, and this is Terron the Beast that Super Joe had to fight in space on alien planets. And this brought up a really
Oh,
interesting
sorry, I didn't mean to be showing the card you're reading off of.
It sounded like you were reading that, but I bet he's got that memorized.
Yeah, because this brought up a really interesting thing. I wanted to go and find a Super Joe action figure to put with my Terron the Beast, so when I put them on display, I could have him fighting Super Joe.
Right.
And
That's John is
it
AI.
made me realize that Super Joe does not exist anymore. You can buy Super Joe parts, but every single hand has disintegrated, including there are packaged versions that people have never opened, and the hands are completely gone.
Why?
They're just piles of dust that are inside the thing. It's
But
the
tell me
rubbery
why.
plastic. It's the rubbery plastic that Hasbro used, and after from 1977 till today, they actually have all 100% disintegrated. There's no examples of Super Joe hands that still exist, even packaged ones. And I went on and found tons of action figures, like the joints too, the elbow joints and the knee joints and the joints for the feet and the joints for the hands, even though the hands are gone, also all disintegrated. So most of the figures are in pieces. You don't find them as a whole figure. And if you do find it as a whole figure and you go to look up information about it, you will find that it has been restrung most of the time with either pipe cleaners or
Okay.
the elastic bands that beaters use to make like a bracelet and put beads on it. And they use Mego hands for the hands nowadays. And then, so you cannot find a 100% original Super Joe action figure. They will all have been rebuilt, and they will all be using hands from some other thing. Either Tonto from the Lone Ranger, that's a popular hand, or they use hands from Mego. And now some people are even using hands. That's the reproduction version.
Okay, this guy's only $40.
And that's a reproduction made today. It's a modern reproduction. That's not a original Super Joe. All original Super Joe figures had a armor with a light on it, and the light would hit this little spot here and cause him to stop.
Okay, because I was thinking that was like a really big.
He's battery operated. There's a thing under there and a switch.
Batteries
included. He would go forward or backwards depending on which way you click the switch. And when the Super Joe stood in front of him and turned the light on from his armor, it would hit this little black spot, and the creature would stop because Super Joe has put him in his place. You know,
that's great.
But
I've seen those before, but I had no.
There you go.
The
hands are disintegrated. Yeah.
You sure that's not a Hook? Like he's not like Spaceman Hook.
He is. Yeah,
he got his hands shot off by his laser gun. It exploded in his hands.
And if you look at the description, I bet this has been restrung too.
Okay, let's see.
It's been rebuilt.
They failed with the last
1977 Super Joe 8.5-inch action figure with power vest working. Hands are missing. Thanks for taking a look.
Who made those?
They're not saying it. So.
That's Hasbro, right?
Hasbro, yeah, it's
Hasbro. Was that when it was all in US, right?
Yeah.
At the time, okay.
Couldn't you, if you wanted to? Though,
and they only made it for 1 year.
For your sake, though, John, where you want to like put it with your super pterodactyl Tyrannosaurus thing, you could get a Mego, like a Captain Action or something.
Well, I just might buy that. I just might buy the $40 reproduction.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to go too.
Yeah, that guy's making them basically exactly like they were, except they don't have the light on the vest. The vest is without the light.
Probably just using Amigo and redressing it, right?
Right. But, do you think this guy's let me see if this guy's power vest actually works, because see what he says. He goes, with vest working. That's not bad for $52, because if you buy the reproduction and then buy that one, you could just swap the vest.
I could just go buy Mego hands, right?
Yeah.
and put them on myself.
Or just buy $5 Mego.
Because I actually watched 3 different guys, Skelebanes. He remakes these. He redoes like 12-inch and 8-inch figures. Okay. I watched Toy Polloi do it, and I watched one other guy. There was 3. The 3 most popular videos for basically rebuilding Super Joe was Toy Polloi, the Skelebanes guy or someone or whatever. He's apparently big in the G.I. Joe rebuilding community. And then some other dude that I found that was like a real small channel, but his particular rebuild he was the one that used the pipe cleaners. And I guess a lot of people are saying that works really well, because you just feed the pipe cleaner through, and the pipe cleaner fuzz gives it enough hold that the arms don't fall off. So you string it through the body, and then you have it go through all the arms and loop the hands in, and now your arms can bend and your elbows can move. Your joints can move because there's a wire in it, so they move and stay where the wire is.
I have fixed so many toys by watching Toy Polloi videos.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Real quick, hey, John McGuire and Ricardo and Gerard joined us. So.
Nice.
How you doing,
everybody? Thanks, Dan. All right.
So it brings up
I've never heard of those, John, or seen them before. 8-inch.
Yeah, but it brings up an interesting thing. So if you are a diehard collector of Super Joe
or G.I. Joe,
or G.I. Joe, you have no choice but to use reproduction parts or use parts from other lines to make those figures complete, and in a way that can be displayed in your cabinet.
Sure.
So how long is it until that kind of stuff starts happening to other lines?
Well, that's the thing.
It's
is
like the bubbles falling off of Star Wars figures.
Yeah, and when
fall off.
And when is it going to be okay for other? Because a lot of people are like, absolutely no repro. No, it has to be all original. But it's like, well, you can't. This is one example of something that you absolutely can't.
Listen,
You know what I mean? So
it 100%, like, for you as a collector, I truly believe this, right? Like, for you as a collector, whatever you feel or you believe, that's on you.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But if you want to have something presentable in your collection, and the only way to do it is to have it like fixed with non-legit parts, let's say, then fix it with non-legit parts and have an awesome display.
I fully agree. I'm just saying,
It-
you know,
The only time John doesn't agree is when he says that in 20 years somebody's going to pick up my Magnum PI figure and say, "What 4-year-old?"
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at Rick's Hammerfoot and saying, like, God, I don't even have that figure, and he's destroyed a Bigfoot. He's destroyed a thing that I want more than anything.
I know, I want it so
And
bad.
they were never released in Florida. They never sent them down here, and he's destroyed it already.
I need
You
that
get
that
plenty of
Bigfoot.
distribution down there.
I need that Bigfoot for this other figure that a 4-year-old destroyed.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I can
There
put them against each other.
yeah,
I only
yeah.
got 2 Megos.
The fawns.
The Fonz. No kidding.
Rick,
Yeah,
State.
and it's
Ooh.
autographed. Look at that.
Yeah, you know who autographed it, right? He bought
Oh,
that
was
for
it
me on
him?
eBay. He bought that from me on eBay. I signed it before I mailed it.
Oh, did you? It's signed Vern.
So it wasn't Henry Winkler?
It was
No,
Winkler.
I met the funds. And the coolest thing, like I'm pretty sure no other Migos have it, but the Fonz has
Thumbs up.
articulated thumbs.
Yeah.
Thumb down?
Articulating. No, his thumb didn't move.
Thumb
You just
up.
moved his hand.
No, his
No,
thumb
they
actually-
move. They move.
His
Let
thumb
me see the
moves up and
thumb.
down.
Just the thumb only. Don't move the hand. Oh, okay, good.
Both of them.
Look at that.
Oh,
You
break
can
it. But
see
yeah,
the
that's,
joint. You
I'm
can see
pretty
the
sure
joint.
it's the only.
God,
Hey,
that
how
actually
come
kinda-
you
that
don't do a
actually looks
stop
like-
motion of him doing this and going, "Hey," like that?
Hey. Well, I guess you can't do that on
Just
YouTube, right? Can I do this on YouTube?
No, you're not allowed. Stop it.
But yeah, I met the Fonz a few years ago in Vancouver. What a gentleman, man!
He is
Like,
a super cool dude. Every video I see of him, he did. Do you guys watch this guy that does the pizza reviews where it's like one bite, everybody
Dave
knows?
Portnoy. It's the guy
Yeah.
from Barstool. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so him and Henry Winkler are standing out in front of a pizza place and they're doing the thing together. And Henry Winkler's just talking to everybody coming by like they were like his neighbor for 100 years. And I'm like, man, that's really cool.
yeah, he's super awesome. My only other Mego is a Hulk, which I'm sure Vern has. I got a loose one back there.
Oh, I don't have one, Rick. Do you want to send me one?
You don't have a Mego Hulk? I've seen you with it before.
Darn it.
And then I have one that's mint on the pink card, but his arm is falling off because, like John's
Yeah.
problem with the other
Yeah, the
8-inch
springs.
goes, the pins just snap. They just
Can I tell you?
plastic actually disintegrates, and it's still inside a package.
So I'm going to tell you a story about that Hulk. We were living in Okinawa. I got the Hulk and Iron Man for like my birthday. I have the picture of me holding the boxes. They came in the rectangular boxes. This
Yeah,
in the
and card backs. They had both.
70s. Yeah. So when I was older, I think I was probably like 7th or 8th grade. I'm getting my bike from the side of the house to go to school, and it was trash day. So I hauled the trash cans down to the corner, and then I was like, oh, I should go get the one out of the kitchen because, responsible kid, ran back in, got the bag from the kitchen, which 50% of the time I did, 50% of the time I didn't. So I go to the garbage can, lift up the lid to put the bag. The Hulk is laying right there on top of all the garbage.
I didn't do it.
Apparently, my mom was at the point where she was like, all this stuff has to go. She just like
No.
picked it up from the garage and threw it in the trash. If I hadn't went back for that kitchen garbage, he would have been gone by like 10 in the morning.
Oh man.
And you still have them today with
I do. Yeah.
with some gross food particles on them.
No, because he's sitting on top of the bags. But back in the day, it was like we used to use the paper bag and the garbage can. So you'd pull that paper bag out, and half the time, whatever was making the bag wet would spill through.
So this is the large Mego.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the cool one. Yeah.
That's the one that Rix wants you to will him, right?
Yeah.
That's a deep V.
The one I
Look
don't
at that.
is it wasn't Mego, but there's a Hulk
Go
that
up
was
that
like
hair, man.
raging cage Hulk, where you like you pump this thing and Hulk gets bigger until the cage breaks open.
Yeah, that
That's
was from
cool.
Toy Biz. I have that box.
That's a cool toy. I need that one.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mod
Mod, did you guys see
Extra
Mod
jumped
and Cat join?
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
and Gary.
Hello.
Sorry, I almost-
Yo,
Gary Jumpy. Yeah.
All right. So we know that Rick does a Star Wars Acolyte after show on his channel every week. And this week it was 2 hours and 27 minutes long because they had to capture every screenshot from the
Every
21
blade
minutes of
swing.
episode.
I had to capture all the Jedi deaths, man, so it took a long time.
So Star Wars Acolyte 5, without going for 2 hours, does anybody have anything they would like to talk about?
It was good.
It was the best episode they have produced.
it's just too short. Need longer episodes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the last 3 episodes for sure,
It
man.
made-
I
It
bet
made
you
episode
one
4
good
make no
episode
sense.
and one average episode and one good one is what I'm predicting out of the remaining 3.
Hey,
So-
Mod,
Hopefully one of them's longer than 21 minutes.
Mod Extra, Connor last week said that Acolyte wasn't for him. It wasn't his Star Wars. I totally respect that. If you're not going to watch any other episode, just watch episode 5. It's a fun watch. And then just pick the fight scene apart because that's the funnest thing to do.
yeah, lots of lightsabers. The whole episode was lightsaber battle, basically.
Without
Yeah.
New ways of killing.
Yeah, cool ways
saber
of killing
fights
Jedi. Cool ways of killing Jedi. Yeah.
So I
the
said-
lightsabers do
minute
kill
to
people
the
still.
closing minute.
Yeah, they do. No, yeah, apparently like a through and through actually kills people. What John said was he doesn't understand why he pulled the blade out, why he didn't just go
Turn it off.
and then go up and then
Slice
slice the
half.
people in half.
Well, there's no
Turn it off.
resistance with a lightsaber, so there's no reason to try and go exactly out the same hole you went in. Just go like
the
this.
only
Hit the next
Whatever's
person.
easier.
so
you
the
know?
only reason, like when that guy did the force, when he did the force pull, the first person was already dead. You'd think that the weight of their body would have caused them to just
Yes.
collapse and
And
cut
go right
out
through
of
the blade.
saber,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're still in shock though.
Are you
That's
talking
true.
about the Sith kebab?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sith kebab. Yes.
We're talking about this as like it's real, like science and
It's like
you know,
if you had no
engineering
if
comes
you had
into play
no
here somehow.
if you had no resistance and you stabbed somebody with a lightsaber, there's no
Not
resistance
real.
because it's
Listen,
light.
if you
When
use
the next person's attacking you, you wouldn't go out the hole and then swing at him. You'd just go like this.
this
You know
is
what I
true.
mean? From the person that's dead, you'd go like this and slice the other guy coming at you. You know, so
Well,
that
remember
some
when
of those people that
Qui-Gon
got
was-
stabbed would have just got cut right in half.
Remember
Or
when
split
Qui-Gon
in
was
the middle or
opening that
whatever.
door? He was
Yeah, but
cutting
that
a
was
hole
made out of
in the
metal.
door. Yeah,
And
but
it
he
had
had
to
to do
beat
it
up.
slowly, right? So maybe bones take a little bit of
No.
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 Yeah,
because
no,
it's
What I
science.
was
We
really
all
surprised-
know the answer.
I think the thing that surprises me is like there was so much blood in A New Hope when that guy got his arm cut off, but not one of these people bleed.
No, it's all
Like-
cauterized.
yeah, it's all cauterized. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which
the other
sounds
thing,
realistic.
so if you look at the physics of it, right? Like I had watched this like
That's the word,
physicist guy
physics.
talking about the lightsaber, how it's pretty much impossible because light wouldn't just come out to a certain and stop unless there was like a coil or something. But he basically talks about the heat of the lightsaber and like if it were to like cut through the body, as soon as it got into the fluid of the body, because it's so hot, it would instantly boil all of the fluid in your body. And then I just imagine like every time you like went to strike somebody with lightsaber, they're just exploding like
Physics, real world physics go out the door when you're talking about Star Wars and
Thanks,
whatever
Eric.
serves as storytelling. No, sorry.
I try to impose that when we do the Acolyte after show, but sometimes
Yeah.
we're like, no, but science says
They can do whatever they want.
not real.
It's whatever helps make the scene look better.
Yeah,
that's why I almost feel like they should have just ran with it. George Lucas should not have tried to fix the whole parsec thing. He should have just decided that a parsec in Star Wars land was a measurement of time or speed, right? Not distance. He should have just said,
yeah.
well, parsec. That way, when Kiadi-Mundi says we haven't seen a Sith in over a millennia, we could just say the millennia is 100 years in Star Wars verbiage.
Well, he might not be a Sith.
It's true. He could be a Ren. Everybody says he's probably a Ren.
It's confirmed he is a Sith.
Well, he said you might call me a Sith.
Yeah.
No, but
they're
Sith.
saying that the showrunner has come back and said he's a Sith, right?
Yes, and Star Wars has posted his
Wikipedia says he's a Sith
with his name, The Stranger.
The Stranger.
He's Sith. He's Darth.
But he was badass, and he was Canadian.
Young Link come back from 3
Yes, yeah.
I hope so. G-Force. Oh, G-Force asking if what's her name?
Because she was an alien. For all we know,
Jedi.
her heart and lungs are down in her waist.
Jackie.
They're not up here.
Jackie has healing powers. If
she has no organs up here in her chest to get
she has
stabbed.
this automatic healing, so she looks like she's dead, but it's healing herself.
Jackie was badass.
In the next episode, she's getting her adamantium skeleton.
She's badass. She kicked ass. She would kill Ahsoka in a heartbeat.
Listen, if she wasn't a Jedi master, those Jedi masters need some work.
She should have been training all the Jedis because she was a badass.
Yeah, it's a shame that they had to do what they did.
Oh, she's still
Jumpy. That's right. Jumpy. All of Star Wars is a children's cartoon, so just watch it from that perspective. Yeah.
It's like watching the old GI Joe episodes. I mean, I remember it so fondly, but like I've tried to sit through a couple of them, and it's like, man.
What are you talking about? They're still good. I've been watching it all day.
Don't get me wrong. There are some, but there's some pretty bad ones too.
Oh yeah, there are.
I've
seriously been watching it all day because I've been sorting GI Joe parts all day, and I've had it out in the background while I've been sorting.
Having the background. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Tim.
The big reveal was pretty obvious, though. Do you think we're going to get the real big reveal by the end of the season, or do you think that was just it?
Oh my god!
In the final minute of episode 8, Eric. So I just want to point out that every one of my Left Coast theories have been 100% accurate so far, and some of them were 2 weeks before the Acolyte even started.
I would like to point out that a small percentage of the Left Coast theories were actually
3 weeks ago, he said Saul was the bad guy.
Yeah,
I never said Saul was a bad guy ever.
Hold on.
I've never said Saul was a bad guy.
Vern Rand's theory: somebody will ignite a lightsaber before episode 8.
And then the green person was the bad guy.
I will be 100% right
by
the time that happens. Rick's like,
my latest theory that I shared on Twitter the other day, I think got 1 view. So Twitter sucks. Let's just put it that way.
Your Left Coast theory, you only got 1 view?
There's 1,000 people that follow the heroes and villains on Twitter, and it literally got 1 view and I think 0 likes.
I haven't even seen it come across my feed, so
me either.
It's totally broken. I'm black shadowed, shadow banned, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram and on Twitter. Facebook, before I'm done posting it, people are already liking and commenting on it. Like I'm hitting send and I've already got messages, and I'm like, okay, well, but I post it on Instagram and like 1 person sees it, and it's 4 days after I posted it.
Maybe you got a copyright strike from that
no,
girl
it's
in Nashville
because
it's
because I sell stuff. Because I sell stuff on the social medias, they want you to pay to advertise and promote your posts. And it tells me every time I make a post on Facebook and Instagram, it's like, oh, if you want this to reach all of your subscribers, then pay us $10. That's like, no, that's not. I'm not here to. It didn't work like that 3 years ago. I'm not paying to just make a post so the people who choose to follow or subscribe see it. Kind of like I see people complain about that in YouTube. I don't notice in YouTube because I don't have the big following or whatever. But the problem I have with YouTube is I do an Acolyte after show. 3 hours later, I go look. It says, oh, I gained 18 view hours. The next day, I lose 43 view hours. Like,
do you want to know why?
Make any sense, man?
Do you want to know why? Because it's going over the last 365 days. So when you move
I made
forward,
no videos.
But when you move forward one day, you lose what you had from that day last year.
Oh,
So
I know, but
so you made 18 off your live stream. Last year you made 45. So you're not keeping up with your last year's numbers.
no, I looked into that. There's no videos even within 3 months of that time last year. Like, it's always been like that. Like I've only been posting over the past year, so it's just broken. Just go watch my videos.
All right. Okay, is that it? Nobody wants to say anything else? It was a good episode. Everybody agreed. I will say this is probably my favorite Star Wars episode of any Disney Plus show.
I'm gonna say it's in my top 3, but Luke is definitely my favorite episode.
Oh yeah, that was
epic. And Boba riding the Rancor was pretty freaking epic too.
Yeah, but most of that episode was kind of hard for me.
Not him riding the Rancor. Yeah, it was a few minutes near the end. Same with Luke. It was a few minutes near the end, but it held up.
There were some pretty good Andor episodes too.
20-minute action scene. This wins of all.
Yeah, just that whole
all live action Star Wars. Like there's never been a 20-minute lightsaber duel.
Yeah, because it just went on. I mean, it was the entire episode. All right.
You know what's funny is like when we were talking with Rick, he said, I don't think I've seen a saber throw in live action. I was like Darth Vader with Return of the Jedi, but I've seen other channels saying the same thing. Like I was watching Screen Crush, and what's that other one where they do the?
Well, that was when you're fighting Luke on Bespin, right?
He said that they said the same thing. They were like, no one's ever done a saber throw on Screen Crush, and I'm going, hello, Return of the Jedi.
Where do you think Screen Crush gets all their info from?
So I make these short videos, and they're half meant to just kind of create conversation, right, and drama or whatever. So I did 2 versions, one for YouTube and one for Instagram. And my YouTube one was, hey, once this guy revealed himself to be a Sith, why did Ki-Adi-Mundi say we haven't seen the Sith in 1,000 years? Whatever, right? Then I said, no, the one on YouTube is, then I compare it to, all you got to remember is when Han Solo answers Ben Kenobi, when Ben Kenobi says, is your ship fast? He says, I did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, right? So I kind of make that comparison where they're saying words, and it's kind of like the Princess Bride. They don't know what, the meaning of the word. I should have put that clip in there. But anyways, I had a whole bunch of people chime in. One guy was basically telling me he said it was Han Solo just trying to dazzle an old man with words, right? Assuming he was some farm dude that didn't know what anything was. So he just threw out the word parsec. And I kind of countered him, and I said, well, that's kind of incredible since he just saw this farm dude take out a lightsaber and cut a dude's arm off. Then he responds, because it's a long comment, right? He goes, oh, well, nowhere in the movie does it even mention that Han Solo was even aware of that happening in the bar, because bar fights just happen. And he's basically saying nowhere in the movie do we even know that Han Solo is aware that happened. But in the same conversation, he sees a stormtrooper and he says, somebody's taking notice of your handiwork. So obviously he knew, right?
Han Solo might not have even been in the cantina when that happened.
But it doesn't matter. But the thing is,
it doesn't matter. If he's not in there, then he wouldn't have seen it, right?
When they're sitting there and the stormtroopers come in, he sees them, he looks at Ben Kenobi and he says, somebody's taking notice of your handiwork.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Han who said that?
Yeah. So he had to have been aware of it.
Yeah, no.
And who did it and what was done. So
he wasn't on the screen when it happened.
Yeah, because he does show up to the table, right? Chewie's already sitting there with them, and he walks up to the table. But he does say, someone's taking notice of your handiwork. So obviously he's aware.
And he did call him old man to Ben before he knew about the space wizardry.
Right, but I mean, he still was aware that he was in some bar fight. He didn't what maybe he walked in the door and said, "Oh, that old dude just had a fight with these guys." I mean, it's possible, but I mean, not.
And he did just kill somebody,
right?
Han did.
Yeah. But
But it's funny, Ki-Adi-Mundi was not aware of the Sith even in the show.
No, he never will be.
No
never
one,
will be.
no one has told Ki-Adi-Mundi that there's a Sith here.
somebody
No
pointed
one
out to
told
me
it
that
before.
after Qui-Gon and them saw Darth Maul, he didn't like radio ahead and tell the Jedi Council, "Hey, there's this Sith." He waited till he
No.
was in the room with them. So if that's the case, it's possible that Saul never makes it into the room with the council.
Oh, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Or
not
there's
gonna
the
break
reason
Star Wars
Ki-Adi-Mundi's keeping it
canon.
a secret.
They're not going to break Star Wars canon. And
Weren't there
retroactive-
long-range communications busted
No.
in the ship?
No, because in Book of Boba Fett, they clearly showed that even in the future, the guy had to go to that payphone to call Boba Fett and
No. I mean, in the Phantom Menace, the Queen Amidala's ship, you were saying they could have just phoned ahead.
they could have, but they didn't. Right? He waited
Well,
till they
I
got.
thought the communications were busted. That's why they needed it. Otherwise, they would have just phoned into Coruscant to get some help.
There was,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Kenobi
might be
did
right.
say there's something about the commission's jammed
Okay,
or transmission's jammed.
Yeah.
We'll try again in 5 minutes when it's not busy.
Yeah. Oh, we're in a dead zone. We gotta get to a good strong Wi-Fi. Fly over by that cell tower.
Yeah, but Filoni doesn't count,
saying-
Jonathan.
I'm just saying, in the Acolyte, Ki-Adi-Mundi does not know that the Sith exist. He
No,
wasn't
and he
on the
never will.
planet-
He never
He
will.
was not on the planet to see the Sith. He's still back at the
Do you think we're going to get to see the Council and Yoda by the end of the series?
No, we won't see. I don't think we'll see
Season
Yoda at all.
2.
No, I
Confirmed.
don't think so.
I think that's why we see Ki-Adi-Mundi, right? Because they didn't want to do Yoda, so they just threw another recognizable face in there.
I
She
think
did it to troll the people who are complaining. Like, there's lots of things done in this movie on purpose just to troll people like Nerdrotic and
It's
Star
like, how
Wars.
dare
That's
you?
a
Like,
conspiracy
she's not-
theory.
Literally done just for that.
She's
And-
not.
And even if she was like, even if she didn't have that kind of awareness, there are people at Lucasfilm who do and
Yes.
would have been in there kind of advising on these things. So
She's had interviews and been asked a question about Ki-Adi-Mundi, and she's like, "Hey, I asked Dave and Pablo and approved." You know, it's all approved by other people. Like Mickey Mouse has to approve it.
Oh, he's finally had enough.
See,
Is that
Vern?
the same Mickey Mouse that's no longer trademarked, or a different Mickey Mouse? Okay.
No, it's the old black and white Mickey Mouse.
All right. All right. Moving on then. The Vintage Collection Haslab from Hasbro is at 6,293 backers, which is about 50 more than I had last night when I originally took the snapshot at 10 days to go. And finally, the breakthrough picture was on Mr. Stevie's Instagram showing how you would use your Vintage Collection Hasbro Cantina with all of your awesome vintage Star Wars figures, which would only make you wonder, why did Ben Kenobi have to cut off the arm if Luke already has a telescoping lightsaber?
I just want to thank Mr. Stevie for posting this. He could have posted it a month ago. It probably would have helped a lot. And
Listen,
I just want to say that them announcing Vintage Collection Hammerhead as a pipeline in private to like 4 people
Which
for
I don't
them
believe
to share on
until I see
social
it.
media
Yeah.
only gained them 623 backers.
and you don't know how much that contributed to, right?
I
Like,
consider to 623 of those backers.
What I want to
Well,
know is that an even true?
In my
thing
opinion,
if they
that's
only
why.
announced it to 4
Otherwise,
people?
why would people back it on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday?
because there's like
No new
steady,
incentive.
there's steady streams of backing. My big thing is like, of course they were going to do Hammerhead, and of course they were going to do like Han, Luke, and Chewie, right? But if they really want to see the Cantina fun, they should be coming out with a stream the next few days and committing up front to more of the background aliens.
Yeah,
That will get people invested now, because the last thing I think a lot of people like me want is an empty cantina with just the Tonikas and Wooher.
What? Hold on.
and I don't like dogging
We're
on
not going to put that
on the
comment
Star
on
Wars
screen.
team, or especially Mr. Stevie, who's kind of in charge of the
get
Star
rid of it.
Wars team. But I think they've massively failed on all of the marketing on this cantina,
Yes.
like all of it. Like, and that's their job, is to market. Like, I personally have marketed this Haslab more than any employee at Hasbro has, I feel. And so has like Yak Face and Bosk's Bounty and Victoria's Cantina. They are doing the backbone of sharing this, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. And Mr. Stevie, he's every day he'll post something cool about the cantina, like showing a picture with Canon figures. But do this 3 weeks ago. Like, it would have, I guarantee you, it would have helped 3 weeks ago. And if you are finally making some cantina figures or in the retro thing, don't announce them 2 weeks after San Diego Comic-Con or the date when this Haslab closes.
Timing matters with these things.
Exactly, man. Like, you're already pipelining stuff that's not coming out for a year. What you should do is Monday, go in and say, here's a picture of 6 retro cantina figures. We are going to make these. They will come out in Christmas 2027. But you don't have to, yes, you still have to get approval from Lucasfilm and Disney and all that stuff. But you're a year away. Like, just show a picture, a rendering, like Hammerhead. Like, it's like they just decided on Monday, we're going to do a Hammerhead. We can't show you a photo. We're just going to show you the only photo that you can find on Google. And this is the image we're going to show. And they didn't even share that image. That image was created by fans and shared on social media. Not
even
by
so,
Hasbro.
even if they didn't have renderings or anything, something just saying like they should just show all of the aliens that they plan on making no matter what, right? And say, hey, like the cantina, like I think I read or heard something. I think I watched a Boss Bounty video, and he was talking about that like private presentation that he was a part of, and I think it was weird that they just kind of were talking at them instead of allowing them to kind of interact. But for me, it's just they need to come out and say, hey, we're going to make this group of aliens. Just because we ended up filling out the Jabba's denizens and Jabba's court later on doesn't mean you have to just wait until later to announce what you're going to do with the cantina. Come out stronger, like you need. Like, don't rely on the brand equity of Star Wars to market this thing. They need to come out stronger out of the gate with this.
I have no stake in this one, but I agree with Jonathan. I mean, I remember so much press and posting on various media platforms that were talking about the Tonica sisters. The fact that they're in there, I mean, I think it's going to make a wild run. I think people are just, because they're Star Wars picky people, like some of the ones that are holding back and they're waiting to see what else they're going to throw in. Like, if I wait and I don't sign up, they're going to toss something else at me.
Like, no one is a bigger vintage Star Wars fan than me, or just a Star Wars fan. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. There's not many people bigger than me, and not many people bigger than me as a fan. I'm a marketing person,
because you're over
designer, and I'm an artist, and I'm a collector. I think they failed on this. I think they called in those social media influencers who collect vintage collection, like 4 of them, and brought them in and said, hey, you know what? This is not happening unless you guys share it on social media and you pump it out. That is kind of what happened. There's no other reason why they would do it, because no other information was shared except, yes, it'll be in a box.
Isn't that weird though? Like, what? Like, they came out with all the like pictures of the dimensions and just answering questions that were supposedly like frequently asked questions. Why wouldn't they come out and publicize that to the masses?
And they still haven't. Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse still have not shared a picture of Hammerhead or anything in regards to.
That's the thing. It's like, so I don't know.
The reveal in private.
Rick,
the private reveal.
So that's what I want to know. It was a private reveal. Does that mean it's actually true? Or does
it is
that
true.
mean
They
it was
confirmed
privately
it.
revealed? I won't believe it until I see them announce it.
They confirmed it 2 days later, like in a story on Instagram. Not even a post. A story that disappears in 24 hours.
Hasbro Pulse themselves confirmed it on a
I believe it was
story.
Mr. Stevie, and I
Okay,
believe it was the girl, the vintage collection girl.
Okay,
Emmy,
so that's just 2 people on their private accounts confirming something, right? So
kind of.
what Dan had from Marvel Legends had said before is that Twitter account, that's his private account. So the stuff he says has no bearing on what Hasbro's doing.
Oh, for sure it does.
Yeah. Well,
It does.
yeah,
It does
but,
for sure. He
but-
can't lie or he'll lose his job.
well,
you know?
he could speculate something that doesn't come to fruition and later just say, well, that's what I thought we were talking about, but it just didn't happen. And
He
you can't
wouldn't
hold
be.
Hasbro accountable for it because it's his private Twitter.
I don't know. I want it to happen because I want people like Dino and Bosk's Bounty, Victoria. Like I can only think of 4 people that really want this because I know the Vintage Collection is still alive, but it's not alive like they think it is. Like,
Right.
Oh, that's not true. I want this. I don't want it.
Well,
at
I
the
want it too, but I'm not
I
paying
don't want it at the
$900
price
for
that
it.
it is. Yeah.
$900 is what this would cost.
If it was,
Oh, wait a minute.
$100,
Hold on.
One
Rick, then
retro
you are not
figure
the
I would
biggest Star
consider.
Wars fan there is if you're not paying $900 for this.
I don't
Yeah.
make $900. Like that's a lot of money, dude.
No, I disagree.
agree
If
with
you're not
Tony.
willing to pay $900, you are not the biggest
Yeah,
fan.
That's
exactly.
false.
I agree with
Yeah.
Sonny. If it was
Omega
$100
weapon.
cheaper, I would have funded. I would buy it if it was $100 cheaper.
Vern, I will sell you
Sonny
that Hulk
said.
that you want for $4,500 American dollars. Tell me you're
That
not
was
the
Sonny
biggest
said.
Hulk fan. It's only worth $400, but I'll sell it to you for $4,500 if you're the biggest Hulk fan.
All right.
Well, that's what you're trying to say. It doesn't work.
I just
that way.
agreed.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Here's my PayPal.
I just agreed.
I
Send
do
it
want it
over.
to happen. I really do, man. I'm looking
Send it
forward to
over.
seeing
I'll check
box
out the
art.
condition, and then I'll pay you. I'll give you payments.
Now, here's another statement I'm going to make.
$1 a day.
Because I don't think this will back. I don't think we'll ever even see what the box design would look like. Because for whatever reason, they're not sharing that either. Like me as a designer,
Uh-huh.
if Mr. Stevie emailed me yesterday and said, "Rick, design this box," I would have just sent it to him by now. Like within 24 hours, I would have sent him the box design, and they could share that on social media and say, "Final product not approved until and it would at least have something for people to get all excited about.
Now,
I've
let me
told
ask you.
Dental Giant this too. When they show just a picture of a jumbo figure like this on a blue
Okay.
background, show the package. Show
Right.
the people that it comes on a card back or in a box.
Can I say something?
50% of the product for crying out
No.
loud.
Instead of Greedo being the first tier, honestly, I wish this blue silver booted snaggletooth was the vintage collection on a card, the
Yeah,
first
dude.
tier, right? That to me, instead of Greedo, would have been super cool for them to do. And
You know what's
I
funny
think
is the
that would have
first
made
time
more
they
sense.
made blue snaggletooth in modern collection, it came with a cantina, like part of
Yeah,
a cantina.
Star
I think
Wars
that's the only time they made a blue
yours
snag.
anymore, but we want you to buy expensive playsets based on it. Talk about having your cake and eating it.
I don't
I
have
wish.
any
I hope
cake,
it happens,
I
man.
got a pie. I got a pie out there that's almost ready to eat.
I can't read the name on this. Is that Ohm 3?
It's
Omega weapon.
Omega Weapon
Omega
13.
weapon.
Omega
Oh, okay,
Weapon.
Omega Weapon 30. Oh, that's from the fake Star Trek, right?
Sure.
No,
I
isn't
don't know.
that
If I don't know if it was called 13.
Galaxy Quest? No. Oh no. Anyways, yeah,
No,
it's
there's
your
no floor.
it's your shelf. It's your the floor is
Yeah,
your
your
shelf.
shelf
So
is the floor. Yeah.
some people will have a white floor. Some people will have a black floor. Some people will have no floor.
dirt-
Oh,
A dirt
hold on,
floor.
what is that, Dan?
Side.
Dan showing off something.
Oh,
He's
I
got
I posted in the chat. Maybe if they threw in a Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I think he's got a
Oh,
Peppa.
okay. The bread man will be mine. No hesitation on that one. Too many possibilities
yeah.
for that vehicle. Yeah.
Shut up, Gary. Sorry.
What-
I
what-
agree with Scott
Dan?
Bottom. I don't think they care as much about the vintage collection. It's sad because it's one of their main, evergreen lines we hope for. Like even after they complete the original 96 that Kenner made, they're still like they've made 500 other figures that aren't part of that 96, and that's what keeps that line so big and so strong since the late 90s when they started making super articulated 3.75 Star Wars figures. But
Gary's
There's
confirming
only
the
so
Jedi
many
Sasquatch
characters left
figure
they
will
can
come
make.
out later this year, but not in Canada. I'm going to put that on my story, so it's basically unannounced and true at that point.
hopefully we'll be lucky and it'll be a Canadian exclusive.
So that was the Haslab.
I think it will fund at the last minute.
But
I
it
do
won't
have
have any of the tiers.
I do it, yeah, but it won't get any tears. I think it'll fund, but it won't get any tears.
And based on it not getting any of the tiers, I can see 1,000 people canceling their pre-orders because they didn't get those extra.
Oh, did you read the
$60
small
of the
print?
toy.
That's what
No
I was going to ask.
It says in the small print, no cancellations. Once you back
Of course
it,
you
you're
can
locked
cancel it.
in.
Of course, you can cancel it. You can cancel it right now.
Winding you up.
People
$15.
cancel it every day.
That's what I was actually wondering.
No
like,
fake backing allowed.
like
That happens
if I go on right now and I back, say, like 500 of them, say
You
I
can do it.
Back 5, I
You
think.
can back
Okay.
5.
whatever. Well, let's just say I get 500 people to back 5 each. Okay.
Okay,
So
that's more than 500.
well,
but
whatever.
Charge on Fern's credit card.
That's
let's
5
say I
times
do that, okay?
2,000,
And then
yeah,
at
2,500.
so it has 8,000. Okay, more than that. And then at
Your math is
11:59,
no.
so at 11:59, if I get all those people to just cancel their orders, will it then not fund?
Nope.
So what
If you
John
don't
is
have a
saying
balance of
is that it has
$800,000 on your
6,000
credit card,
backers.
it won't go
To
through.
get 2,000 backers, he's going to get how many? 100 people?
It doesn't matter. Just say like you get enough to back it. Say I buy
500 people to
2,000.
back 5.
Say I buy 2,000 of them.
8,000
Right now,
Right.
I put in that I'm going to back 2,000 of them.
Perfect.
And at 11:59 on the night that it goes, because I don't have the money and I don't want to get charged. I cancel those 2,000.
You can
Will it
actually
then get
cancel.
not funded? Will they go, oh, it went backwards. We're not funding this after
You can
all.
actually cancel
Happens.
after it closes.
Yeah.
They
Well, will
usually
they
give
then
you like
go
the
through
2
at
days
midnight?
to cancel.
Will they then go, it didn't get funded? Will they go back and say it doesn't have 8,000, it's not funded?
Yeah. What I'd like to know
I don't think that there's precedence for getting that close, like
and then
getting
backing
beyond
down.
and then backing down. I know we've talked about on like previous shows.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
what,
if it's
what they would they like show the goodwill to the community and give the extra tier if it just knocks down like by a tier, right? Like
I
would
think
you
if
get the unlocks?
7,995 people back it at midnight that day, they'll make it. They'll just
Because they have to
Steve will buy
to
3 more.
produce
Like, someone
extras
at Hasbro
for
will buy
quality
10
issues.
more to make it happen. Like they're a company. They want to make money because if they don't, they just lost $4 million potential income. Like
Not
so
me.
they want it to
I'm
happen.
trying to just say,
If it
like,
costs them
I
a couple
wouldn't buy that.
$1,000 to make $4 million, they'll spend it. But if
I'm trying to say, like,
from here, it's not going to happen.
I'm just trying to say, like, what if I push it over? So right at midnight, it's 8,005. So it's not like 10,000. It's not some weird crazy number. It's literally like 8,005. It only made it by 5
Okay,
people.
John, let's do this like
Right.
That's accurate, John. That
And
might happen.
hold on. We're going to
and
do
then-
this like
so
a court of law, John. Asked and answered.
So it gets back, and now
Move on,
I
counselor.
cancel 2,000 orders at 12:01. So technically, it now only has 6,005.
Sure, asked and answered. Move on, counselor.
It didn't. Do they go back on it? You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
the thing is that I don't
If
know
everyone's
about this
checks bounce,
Haslab, by the
it
way,
wouldn't happen.
is did they already count international backers yet? Are they counted in those numbers? Because there's places in Australia or whatever that are
Yeah.
taking orders, right? So when
Yeah.
do those get like factored in?
Those
Are those on
usually
like the
get
last
updated.
day?
Those
Those
usually get updated weekly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Those
not immediate.
places in Australia and stuff like that, they are like the 3 managers at GameStop or whatever, they'll order like 5 each. That's it. They're not ordering hundreds and thousands of them.
Yeah, I'd like to believe what Jonathan's saying there, where he's saying 8,000 is the number Hasbro needs to make a great profit, but to save face, that he could see them making it with less. I would love to see that with the Rancor that barely missed its target,
Right.
like less than 500, right?
Tell me
It was
So
about 500, I think, right? For the
yeah,
Rancor?
and so they still would have made a great profit on that Rancor, and they didn't do it. So I don't see that happening. Because can you imagine how many Rancor backers would be upset if they said, "Well, we're just going to make it anyways"?
Oh
it's
yeah.
too bad. I think they did well with their original presentation.
Yes.
You know, I do think it looks cool.
That
Like,
toy shelf video though
but
just
I'm like,
ruined it.
show the freaking box day one. Day one. Like, this is quicker to design than a huge 3D.
Why are you pointing to that Millennium Falcon or
It's just
whatever?
a box. Like
Why
somebody
don't you show
designed that.
your like
People
Kenner?
only will buy that because of the
You
box
should
design.
be showing the box for the cantina that you have instead.
I sold
You
it.
should have that perfectly set up for when you wanted to make your point. You could
Well, because that's available
so
for
you
sale.
can see the cantina and where this Jawa's footprints go and run into a wall. And the sand crawler drives so close to the front of the cantina that if there was a line out front for people to get in, they would have been run over by the sand crawler because those track marks are not from a land speeder.
So if you don't get your Hasbro backed cantina, you can back my cantina. It's half the price. And it's older than Eric.
All right. Are we done with that?
Good luck. Good luck.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
So
Can I ask each of you just one quick question?
Okay, go.
Do you think, yes or no, do you think we're going to get another stream from or video from the Hasbro team about the cantina before the last day?
No,
I do because they're watching this right now.
No.
And they watched Bosk later today, and they watched Victoria last night. Absolutely, there will be some kind of pre-recorded videos announcing something.
The only thing I can see, Eric, is that if they really want this thing to not fail, that they manufacture like another included tier and then do a video real quick just to say, you'll get this, to try to like spark some interest. Like
that
a
round
retro
speeder.
box set of aliens or something like that, or
Yeah.
creatures, right?
It's
Would
too late.
be
I think it's too
like a
late.
cool idea since they showed that picture. Because that's what they did with that like Rancor Keeper thing. They threw all that stuff at the end. The Engine of Vengeance, they came up with something. They come up with something like right towards the end to try to spark interest when it wasn't backing.
I can't remember.
But then they added it on as some tier like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this really cool something or other. I don't know.
Speaking of those two failed Haslabs, has anyone ever seen a box design for the Rancor or the Vengeance?
Why would they make a box for it? They usually
Well,
make
it's
the box like
selling- it's
got
a
a fun
selling
first.
tool. It's
for
a
every
selling
other
tool.
Haslab, the box art has come out like
A year after it's funded.
6 months later. They send you out like some sort of a thing saying, hey, we're thinking about A, B, or C. Which one would you like your box to
And
be?
it
And everybody
makes
votes on
no
it.
sense. Like
Yeah.
the fact that we saw the Ghost box, 3 months after the Ghost funding completed? It makes no
Well,
sense.
I mean, if it doesn't fund, it's
Like the package design I do
something
for
they
General
don't have to
Giant,
pay for.
I do it like a year before they even reveal what the toy is. Like it because it can be done quickly. Like it can be done in hours, days. When designing a big 3D toy might take a crew of people hundreds of hours. Like the late Mark Boudreau, who designed all the Millennium Falcon toys, he didn't design those in a day. He spent hours and hours and hours.
Do you know when you go? So these guys are talking about the Haslab and why we need to crowdfund and stuff like that. This is honestly what I really think about the Haslab. So do you know when you go like buy tires or you go buy like a car or you buy something and then they say like the car and they say, hey, do you want the alarm? It's $1,000. Or you go and you buy like tires and you go, oh, do you want this like a 7-year warranty thing where we'll just like rotate your tires and put some air in it for free, and then they charge you like some $300 or $400 markup.
Undercoating. Don't forget undercoating.
Yeah. And then when you go to like a computer store and they ask, do you want this extended warranty thing that we sell from Best Buy, right? Or whatever. Most of those extended things go directly to the salesperson. That's like their little gift to themselves. They sell this $100 product. They take a big portion of that for themselves as like a bonus. So I almost feel like these Haslabs, they get some huge bonus if they can fund a Haslab. That's what I think. I think it's totally like a gravy for these guys working in the marketing or whatever, that they come up with an idea, they build it, and then the guys that are spearheading it, that's how they basically get their bonus. That's what I think.
I think it's kind of, I know for a fact it works like that in the car sales industry. My dad was a car salesman for many years. Yeah, you sell a car for $10,000, the salesman might make, $800
Yeah.
or whatever. But if he sells them on the undercoating and
Yes.
warranty, then there's another $1,000 potential profit for the company, where 50% of that.
Yeah. So I think like the Marvel
that's where
Legends
they
guys,
make
right?
their money is the
they're-
extras.
They go on live, they're selling their regular figure products all year long, and then they come up with like a big money deal, and out of that big money deal they get like a bonus from that. That's what I that's the undercoating, the Haslab.
And
That's
sadly,
why
the reverse part of that, if it fails, people's jobs could be,
well, yeah.
in
maybe.
question.
Anyways,
Well,
that's
maybe. I think other people have lost their jobs from failed Haslabs.
quite
I don't want to
possible.
bring up any names, but wake up, John.
All right. Okay, so anyways, this week's episode of the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed will be super short because I only have 2 things that are happening. Nothing else. There's no other TV or movie news that you didn't need. Cobra Kai, July 18th, and Beverly Hills Cop on July 3rd.
Wait, what? Part 1? What do you mean part 1?
So the last, so they're gonna do what they did probably with that Stranger Things, where they had like 2, they dropped like 8 episodes, and they're gonna drop another 8 episodes, or 5 and 5 or whatever. So they're gonna drop 5 episodes, and you're gonna have to wait like a month, and then they're gonna drop like the next episodes, and then
So
that's
this
what-
is
that's
still.
what
So this is like season 8, part 1. Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Again, it's a way to keep subscribers for multiple months, like what Disney
Right.
Plus does. Netflix just dropped all of the 90s show, which
Yeah.
I've almost all watched in one night. And I'm like, if they dropped that weekly, you could have forced me to have Netflix for an extra 2 months. So it's
Why would you watch that 90s show more? I don't, it's a terrible
because it's got Red Foreman and it's sticking his foot up people's asses. It's awesome.
I thought it was good. I thought the first season was pretty good.
It's clever. I would love the 70s show, so I
Yeah, the
have to give it
70s
a
show
watch.
was great.
yeah,
The
but now
70s
people
show
are like
was
in
great.
jail
The 90s
and
show was terrible.
The one actress I didn't really care for was the main character. Everyone else I thought was pretty good.
Eric's daughter.
Yeah, Leia.
Leia. Yeah, Leia's her name.
Oh, in the 90s show, you mean, or
Yeah.
the 70s?
Yeah, in the 90s show, the main Red Foreman and his wife Kitty, they take care of their granddaughter in the summertime or something. It's Eric and the redhead's daughter.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
already on somewhere before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is season 2 of the 90s show.
Oh,
It's-
okay. So
it's
this
like
is season
3
2.
years.
They just dropped it all at once. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was on another network and it got canceled. So then Netflix bought
I think that's what happened, yeah.
All right.
One
so-
movie and TV news you might not have saw, Vern, because I saw it just this morning, is Peacemaker himself is on the set of Superman. So Peacemaker will be in Superman. Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone be happy.
All right. I can see nobody's excited for that news. We'll move on to the.
I want to see Beverly Hills Cop. In fact, I bought the first 3 to rewatch they were on sale on the Xbox.
I want to
that's
see
cool.
Serge. Serge is my favorite from Beverly Hills Cop. Like, hello, my name is Serge.
Like
How
a
can I help
charge
you?
Serge.
Akmel.
X-Men.
All right.
Cousin
So,
Larry.
anyways, the creator spotlight this week. Let me drop his link into the chat. He's on Instagram. He's the Glowing Ghost, and I thought it was pretty cool because what he does.
Oh yeah.
He does 3D modeling and 3D rendering, which isn't like taking action figure photography or anything like that, but he's spending time building these 3D models and animating them somehow into these pictures. And the way I ended up seeing him was I was super excited because I saw this
You thought it was real, right?
spectacular Spider-Man action figure. Looks super cool. And then when I took a closer look at it, is basically he just copied like Hasbro's Marvel Legends, kind of like the way they do their little generated
Yeah.
pictures. But I mean, this would be super cool to me if they had done like a Legends version of that spectacular Spider-Man from that cartoon. I think it would be really cool. Now, I think it's really neat because he did the butterfly joints and everything on this. And then I pulled up these other ones. He did this like some Tron. He's got some Fallout on there. So he's got quite a few different 3D modeling things that he's done. And I think it looks really cool.
The Spider-Man looks like kind of in the style of like the Disney toy box figures, which I really like their style. They're a cool, cartoony style, and even the type of plastic is different. Like it's a cool plastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, this will be a great, and it would appeal to children and collectors like us, right?
Well, the reason why totally, Rick. But the reason why this thing like got me all excited at first was because my brother was actually kind of the showrunner on that
in the cartoon,
Spider-Man cartoon,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, oh man, I'm totally going to get this and send it to him and stuff like that. But it turned out to be fake. But
there's some super talented people out there. Like hire them up, people.
Yeah, so if you want somebody to blame for making you think you're going to get a really cool action figure, the Glowing Ghost over there on Instagram, you can give him a follow and check out some of his other stuff.
Followed.
All right, what else?
TV and movie news. I've been watching The Boys, Eric. It's fun and violent.
It's good.
Violent,
We're comparing all these lightsaber things. What happens if a lightsaber does this? Does that? Watch The Boys. That is what could happen. If
That's what really happens. They are using physics.
Well, but it's to the 11th degree. Like it's so fun to watch, but you're like, did you really need to do that?
Did you really have to show that? Because
Like
even in Acolyte,
they're
right?
wiping blood off their face because there's so much blood splatter in every scene.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious.
Because even in Acolyte, I think he cut those people's heads off. The lightsaber kebab people. And then they just panned around a tree when he made that motion, so you didn't see the heads. But I'm pretty sure heads were rolling.
Might have cut that part out.
Yeah.
To keep
All
it
right.
PG-13.
And now the part of the show that everybody tunes in for. It is the Hot or Not section. These are the toys that are being peddled to us this week from all of your major toy companies. We're going to take a look at some of the reveals that came out this week, if not all of the reveals. I did not put every picture that Rick put in the folder. I put some that Connor put in the folder. But Rick, I did not put all of them because I was kind of like, I don't know what that is.
It's your loss, man.
I know.
I watch the toy news and I try to keep everyone up to date.
All right, but I do appreciate you going in there, making a folder every week because I always seem to like forget or not have time or whatever. But every time I go in there and look, there's a updated folder for the upcoming episode with a bunch of photos in there. So what is this? Are these real Legos or fake Legos?
No, it's real Legos. They're doing like a what if line of Star Wars.
So what if R2-D2 had yellow legs?
Well, I think this is the Black Millennium Falcon version that has Darth Jar Jar and Dark Side Ray.
I don't think
No, this is the other one. There's an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter set that they made it so you can swap the parts and make it an X-Fighter and a TIE Wing and, you know.
All right. So is that supposed to be Han Solo there, like from Solo a Star Wars Story?
I have no idea.
With the staff?
Looks like
John, Lego expert?
I don't even think these are real.
Maker stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
No, they're real. You can buy them on Amazon.
Sure, you can.
Because on the top of that staff, I'm like thinking, is that supposed to be like Scooby-Doo or?
Well, you didn't know these are out, John? The black,
This
Falcon?
black, it's not real. I'm telling you.
It's real, John.
That is real. This is for sure real. I've seen this.
No, it isn't.
It's
It's not even available for me to buy from my warehouse. People have been asking me to get them, the Black Falcon, and it's not in the Lego warehouse. It does not exist. I can't even get it.
You know what this is, John? This is
an AI rendered thing that people are
Clickbait.
believing.
It is
this is
real.
Jago.
John.
This is like the after hours Lego.
Yeah, it's not real.
Okay, so
Lego's dead.
Yeah,
people.
the other pictures I put up.
So
too,
welcome
burning
to
the
another
boxes
edition
and-
of the Hot or Not section. This is the toys that you think are being peddled to you, but are just pulling the wool over your eyes.
It's not real.
Jeez. All right. Anyways, these are the worst.
They really are the worst, but great color.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
See, this to me, I'm a fan of when people remake figures or repaint them or repackage the same molds. Like these are existing molds of their own property called The Worst that Super 7 does in reaction size and 7-inch ultimate size.
Okay.
And so they made these just custom characters. They just created these fancy characters and they recolor them. So now here's like, you know, your X-Men looking The Worst. And every once in a while they'll throw in like a Ken or Boba Fett colors Worst and a a Jawa one, and a Death Squad commander, and it's brilliant, man. I don't know why more toy
But
companies
it's just
don't
the
do that
same
because-
guys just getting repainted.
Yeah, but without paying Marvel and X-Men a penny for using like the look and the same Pantone colors. Like I just think it's brilliant, man.
All right. Yeah. So talking about Super 7, there's a brick and mortar Super 7 in San Diego downtown, and it's right near where I usually park. So I've walked by it like every time. And every year they turn the store into a Cobra pop-up. So it's all G.I. Joe taken over by Cobra is basically what it is. That's where I had pictures of that Cobra mothership like a year ago or whatever, before they did their little Super 7 lab thing. This year
I think it's Godzilla.
Yeah, this year they're turning it into a Dungeons and Dragons pop-up.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
So I suspect that at Comic-Con that week is when those Dungeons and Dragons figures are going to be available, because they wouldn't do a pop-up if they couldn't put those figures in there.
For sure.
Right? So I bet you that'll be the first chance to actually get their version of the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons figures will be in that pop-up.
Yeah, so I guess that's the 7-inch Ultimate line, right?
Yeah.
Which I think we've seen pictures of.
Yeah.
And
so
I would guess just because they make them, they'll do these too, like a reaction Dungeons and Dragons line too.
Right.
Because why not?
All right. So this is Monster Force with Gridiron Studio props
Yeah,
weapons. And you got
they're designing some of the accessories, but they are getting mass produced. They're not 3D printed accessories. They're just designing some of these parts, I believe, for Monster Force, which is great. It
they
helps out
partnered
smaller
with Gridiron to do the weapons and accessories. These look really cool. I don't know if I'm going to be getting either one of these guys, but I am definitely going to be in for some of their stuff.
I like Cthulhu Cobra Commander looking guy. He's cool.
He does look cool, but I mean, like, I wonder what, I always complain about the long coats on the Marvel Legends, like that Nick Fury has that long coat that's very restrictive around his leg. And I wonder, if they've figured this out for their line.
Those are 112, right?
Yeah, 112. 12 still. 112. And then what?
These are cool. They're just,
Yeah, I like the
their
Cthulhu.
own property. Again, they don't have to pay Mickey Mouse any money to do these. Like
I like the Cthulhu. The Cthulhu one might be the first one I buy.
Yeah, he
Really?
looks cool.
He is cool. Would you use him on a ship for your Pirates of the Caribbean
Pirate ship?
Yeah, when Ramen Toys makes a 6-inch scale pirate ship, I'll get it.
Just put him in the Cthulhu, like my monster display with other Cthulhu stuff.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, those fingers are cool too. But extra hands, so you can just be a regular hooded Cobra Commander guy. And as we've seen other pictures they've done, that is the same mold. Like they're utilizing the same trench coat and hooded head, and they're adding new heads and hands to make it Cthulhu.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing too, is like with this figure comes with a regular looking head and just a regular looking masked head. So you got the 4 heads with them, right? So it's like you can display them how you want it.
It might cost $90 US. Like I don't know how these small companies how they charge. Like comparable to Valerse, maybe not.
Fresh Monkey need to start shipping product.
What's that red figure you got from Joe Force? Is that Fresh Monkey, John? That translucent red guy you got?
Yeah, it's going to Vern though. It's Vern's.
But is that this company?
That's
the
monster. It's a Monster Force. It's the Dracula. It's the blood Dracula.
What's the quality like?
I don't
They're
know.
good.
Yet.
They had a ton of these things at the show, and you got to pick them up. Well, no, you weren't allowed to pick up the clear ones. You could pick up some of these other ones, but the clear ones, the translucent, it said "do not touch."
Isn't that the one you bought? And
for Vern,
But you can touch that one, right?
Well, not anymore because it's in a box and it's in the mail.
Okay, but that's what I meant. Because I haven't seen these. I'm in Canada. They don't sell these in Canada.
I didn't open it and play with it because it's Vern's.
I thought it was just in a bag.
Yeah, but but it's stapled shut with the label and stuff on it.
All right, so
He didn't know if I was an
Sorry, I asked.
in-bag collector or not.
Yeah.
in bag, like milk.
Anyways, these are kind of cool. The agent, the spy.
But the
figures.
other stuff that you could pick up at Joe Fest and mess around with seemed like quality work. It's not.
I like
And
the-
lots of people. I mean, their booth was gigantic, and tons of people were there buying stuff, looking at stuff.
I like
They're
the design.
legit. They're a real good company. Yeah.
I have a question about the Soldiers of Fortune figure. All right, and it's kind of to me, I feel like it's a legit question. So the one there on the left in the black suit, right? There's two versions. There's a black guy and a white guy. And then they do two versions in the white suit, but it's just two white guys.
Yep.
So, it seems kind of off that they wouldn't have done like the same thing.
I
with
see
the-
what you're saying, but
yeah.
they also managed to get a generic white head without an eye patch and a generic,
Well,
black
they could have
head.
just
Well, no,
added
that-
that head into both packages.
Well, then it would be three heads.
Right.
Like so, yeah, they could have. I agree.
Yeah.
But if you do it this way, you have to buy both figures
You got to buy them both. Yep.
because
Yeah,
you
but
can
what about the necks?
the next swap out? You can see the next
The
Yeah.
necks.
swap out.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a way to make people
What
buy.
if I
two
don't want
figures?
the black suit? That's the thing.
Then they miss out on your money, Vern.
Yeah, I guess.
But I get it. It is a positive marketing.
Well, the reason why I'm saying it is because you get the same blonde hair dude in both packages.
Well, no, one's yellow haired and one's white haired.
It's the same. Eye
One
patch
is white, one is like Mark Blue Harvest Toys
going
hair,
on.
and one is yellow like Archie.
The biggest
from
Star
comics.
Wars fan in the world. Okay, these are Joy Toy. What size are these, Rick?
I have no idea. I thought they looked pretty cool.
All right. So anyone? I think they're 1/18 scale. Joy Toy. Does anybody ever heard of them?
Yeah, Joy Toy makes those giant robots I buy.
They're
So
only
how
sold
big do you
in
think these are,
America.
John?
Well, it depends. I mean, they most of their action figures are like 3 inches tall. They're not even 3.75. They're only about 3 inches tall. But I can't see them doing the 4 turtles that small.
If you saw the other pictures, they come with a display base.
Because the
Skateboard.
reason they make their figures about 3 inches is so they fit inside the 12 or 18-inch mechs they make.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
But I
Okay.
so I
Joy
can't
Toys
see
is
the
Warhammer
turtles.
40 Space Marine stuff. Okay.
Yeah, these turtles are probably between 5 and 8 inches, something like that. I would imagine, because I can't see
Jonathan-
them making them.
I think
I
they're
can't
4.
see them making 3-inch figures because why would they put it? What would they put them in?
I think they're 4-inch.
4 inch?
Jonathan said the Warhammer figures are 4 inches that they
Okay.
make. So I don't know. We'll
So
see.
maybe they're 4 inches. Yeah.
They look cool. I mean, but this is just it looks like a drawing in a way, right?
Yeah.
Website says 10 centimeters. What's that?
Any,
About 4 or
anyone
5 inches.
anyone that
I
know
think the
both
same
the,
size as
um,
Ninja Turtles. So whatever size Ninja Turtles are they 5 inches?
all right, 4.5, 5, yeah, 4. All right, and then we got is this a Comic-Con exclusive?
No.
No, and I want to say something too. This was not a big seller, and I'm surprised. I'm very surprised this is not
Really?
an
Well,
Amazon #1
considering-
So
seller.
they've done the Stormtrooper a bazillion times.
Well, they've done them both before, but I mean, they're both not currently available to buy at retail anywhere, really.
Yeah,
And-
isn't the little trooper dude like a super cheap archive at this point?
Nope,
No, he wasn't archived. They did him for Rogue One, and that was it.
just in a
I feel-
red and
I
black
feel like
box.
he was
And I have
super
some for sale if anyone wants them. There's not a lot of desire for them, I find. Which
That's why they're
It's
super
weird.
cheap.
Are they? How much should they put these at?
44.
That's okay, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know why in this picture the trooper is willing to take on that stormtrooper hand to hand when the stormtrooper already has his weapon out?
no, it's
Because
lame.
he knows he can't hit anything.
Planning on throwing that whatever the Eggo waffle he's got in his hand at him.
I think he's going to
It's the
lower his
Death Star
head and hope
plans.
that little antenna thing pokes the stormtrooper when he gets
Yeah.
close enough. Yeah.
What something I think they could have done with this that would have been better is like they did with that Endor Rebel Trooper and the Hoth Rebel Trooper
Face plates.
is a swap a head or a face. Because this mold exists, the helmet is removable and there's a real gray-haired man underneath it. Make another head. Make a couple
Oh, the
of-
little Dandy, the little 3-inch figures that fit inside the 12 and 18-inch mechs they make are more articulated than like a Black Series figure.
No
wow.
kidding.
They're absolutely incredible for 3-inch figures. It's amazing to me how articulated they are.
I
Same
might
with
have to
Hiya Toys. Like those Hiya Toys, 4-inch GI Joes are stupid articulated. Like they're
Yeah,
more articulated than any other action figure, I think.
and they come with more accessories than any figure I've ever had.
So
like
you don't
those,
think
like-
they did a good job on the articulation?
There's like 5 different helmets and all these different vests and 50 different guns, and it's just incredible how much you get for a 3-inch little figure.
I really like this Rebel Fleet Trooper, and I really like Stormtroopers as an army builder. And I did buy originally 18 Rebel Troopers to go with my like 20 plus Stormtroopers. And I've since sold off most, but maybe 4 of my Rebel Troopers because they're
They
just
never
in a
made
box.
you a Tanta 5
They're
hallway.
just in a box,
man.
right? I don't have anywhere to display them. So,
Yeah.
but it's a good looking figure, man. And I'm just so surprised it wasn't a
Yeah.
big seller at all.
Where's mine?
I'd
Well-
buy more of these, but I'll wait and see if it gets marked down. If it's not selling well and Amazon marks it down, then I'll buy a couple.
Absolutely, because I know it's the other one, the other pack that has that clone and what's that? You
B1.
got that one, Eric? The other 2-pack
Yeah.
and the Battle Droid.
Yeah.
There's a couple at my GameStop, and I'm waiting in a month or 2. Maybe they'll be on a $5 Friday deal.
Hey, Dan, you were paying attention to the chat. I think I missed something. Were they talking about these Monster Force and how long it's taken for them to come out? Is that what the
Yeah,
conversation
they are.
was?
Mod Extra said something about it, I believe. Yes.
And Connor or
Some of
whatever
them
they
were
talking
ordered.
about.
Some of the guys put their orders in 2022,
22. Yep.
and so
Yep.
it's been 2 years and they haven't had the order filled.
I will
Okay.
tell you that's why I didn't pre-order anything. That's why I was super excited that they actually had something at that Joe Fest, John.
Yeah.
That's why I really wanted it. I wanted to see like what their figures are going to be like. That's really the only reason I wanted it. And I tried to pick the one that I thought was like kind of like the coolest for me.
Yeah,
And otherwise, I wouldn't get a translucent like figure like that, right?
Was
But-
anything else available to purchase from them, John?
No, not
no,
yet.
no.
There was one other translucent figure.
And
Yeah,
so
there was
do they
one
do
other-
any 4-inch figures as well, or is that another company?
No, they have 4-inch figures as well. Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like ramen, they're probably dealing with a factory. You know, they got all their stuff together. Their runs probably just taking like a year because they're probably, you know, manufactured. All the parts are getting done. I mean, it was a year ago when that Marshall was announced, right? So we're just seeing that finalizing the production, and the Aces of Aviation was last year at Joe Fest, I think. So that they're finally getting ready to come out. So I could see that, but like they did start pre-selling that first wave like 2 years ago.
That's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? Yeah. So that is kind of nuts. All right. So anyways, we got the Halloween kids.
Oh, whoa, that is kind of creepy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put
that's
these
Did
in
dress
there.
up like
I
us.
know NECA recently released those new 7-inch.
Those are cool. Those Ben
Halloween kids.
Coopers. Yeah.
And when
they-
I first saw that Reaction was making these, I just thought they were Ben Cooper because they're very similar, right?
yeah.
But it's just based on, 70s, 80s kids costumes. I think they're pretty cool.
I think that they saw those Ben Coopers and said, "Oh shoot, they sold out immediately from NECA online. Let's hurry up and crank out like a somebody in a Halloween costume. What properties do we have? Oh, we have Peanuts. Let's put them in a Snoopy costume."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have they have like every property almost
Yeah.
except Star Wars at this point.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. I'm not going to get it, but I
But
think
yeah,
they-
Eric, this one is more creepier looking than normal.
Well, it's like the costume, like the T-shirt, like
Yeah, this looks
high
like something
sleeves
that
and-
would kill you. This looks like a scene out of
Hold
a
on.
horror film.
Horror
Looks-
movie, Snoopy.
Are you talking about the Snoopy figure, Dan, where you're saying looks like $35?
No, I was still in the chat. We were still going back and forth about those turtles because I was trying to figure
Oh,
out
okay,
what the
okay.
details that John mentioned, and then somebody, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, said that they're actually kind of, I think it was Sunny, like they're a little bit more expensive than the other 1/18 scales, so it's $35. And I was thinking, man, that's a NECA. I mean,
Okay.
granted, you guys are saying it's pretty cool, but like, I don't know if I want to spend
Well, here's
$35 times 4 to get all 4 turtles.
Well,
right. That's
Yeah,
just
other
amazing.
photos you see, they come with like 72,000 accessories,
Accessories
including
and
a
stuff. Yeah, I
skateboard
didn't.
and a sewer and a curb and a sidewalk. Like they
Yeah,
come with other stuff.
I didn't go to town on all the extra pictures because
Okay, I can use
would have
my
been too
word.
long. But the thing is, like, so I thought you were talking about this one because this is Super 7 or whatever. So this is going to be $20, right?
Oh no, it'll be more than that, won't it?
That
No,
NECA Ben Cooper figure is $20. So it's
No,
like
those are like $35. All NECA figures in the States.
no, that NECA Ben Cooper figure is $19.99. Go look it up.
Oh, I watched Dean's video this morning. I'm sure maybe
He's
that's what
sending
they
me
cost.
2. I paid him for them. They're $20 a piece.
I'm surprised because aren't all of them $35?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was crazy. Like you look
Well,
at
they're half the size.
no, they're regular sized figures.
Well, no, they're children, so they're half the size of a 7-inch NECA Jason. These are 4 inches. I watched Dino's video. They're small. They're in little tiny boxes.
They're not 4 inches.
375.
I'm gonna take this video clip. Let me see the time zone, and then when I'm
The
gonna
NECA Ben Cooper action figures with the children in costumes are about. Dean made a video today. They're less than 6 inches tall.
all right, hold on.
Are you talking about the Super 7 ones too?
No,
No, not the Super 7s. The NECA actual Ben Cooper licensed Witch and Pumpkinhead, or they made like 10 of them at this point. Dino bought like 4 of them of each. He did another video unboxing them and popping their heads off and not breaking them and all that.
let's just go on with this, and then I'll show you that they're not 4 inches. Okay.
No, I think
Here is the other Halloween kids.
That's a cool one.
and this is their mascot, whatever his mascot name is. Mummy Boy or something, yeah. Mummy Boy, it says right there, yeah.
Standing approximately 6 inches tall.
The
Those are
NECA ones, right?
peculiar.
The NECA
Yeah,
one. I'm looking at
they're
the Ben. Yeah.
They are 6 inches. They're 6-inch figures because they're NECA. And somebody's even commenting that they are kids, so they should have been shorter, but they're not.
They are shorter. Go watch Dean's video instead of trying to invent an argument. Like, they're almost half the scale of Jason and Freddy and the Witch and Frankenstein because they're children. They're children size as opposed to a man size. So they are a 7-inch scale, just like a Jawa and R2D2 are 7-inch scale, but the Jawa isn't 7 inches tall. It's shorter than 7 inches tall.
So
is
they're 7-inch
R2D2.
scale, but they're 6-inch figures.
Yes. But no NECAs are 7-inch scale figures. Right?
There you go, Vern. Problem solved.
They're like 1/10 scale,
Okay, hold on.
1/11.
I like how
I only want the snake in this. If someone buys this set and
Just give
doesn't
them-
want the snake,
Can-
I'll pay for half of it.
Can someone familiar with GI Joe explain that figure?
You got to watch the movie, man.
it does look like
The cartoon movie, yeah.
It does
Yeah.
look like 4
I never
inches.
saw it. I never
Most-
watched the
Most people
cartoon.
didn't.
I'm just curious. Like, is that Cobra Commander? Is that a different character? Or
No, that's him.
It's Cobra Commander from the movie. Yeah.
Does that
was he always like
Orange
an
figure?
anthropomorphic?
No,
Like,
he gets
in the movie.
de-evolved. He gets de-evolved into a snake in the movie.
all you got to do is look at Dino's hand and see how one finger is up at the shoulders, one finger is down at the knee, and see how far the feet stick off and how high the head is to know that is a 6-inch figure in an adult hand.
Go to the last 4 seconds of this video where he's showing the shelf with them displayed beside his 7-inch figures. Or don't.
So
We all know how big Dean's fingers are as a reference point.
So
Like,
basically, what he's saying is, you got really small hands.
well, it makes other things look big, like his feet.
All right. So, anyways, this is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Is this going to be available afterwards?
Well, I hope so.
probably.
I do want it.
Yeah, but didn't you see that all these Hasbro toys and everything at San Diego Comic-Con now has to go through San Diego Comic-Con's own portal? And if there's anything left after that, then Hasbro will sell them on their website. And Hasbro said it's pretty unlikely that any of their exclusives will be available from Hasbro after Comic-Con, because San Diego Comic-Con, whoever runs that, has the portal to order these. It's the first time I've seen this happen. I don't see it going over well.
Right. Okay. So they're not 4-inch figures.
I told you that 42 times. They're just under 6 inches. Remember, they have hats on.
You said they
Now
were 4 inches.
go where he stands these beside Jason and Freddie. And
I don't collect 6-inch.
I don't. Yeah, you do. You have a bunch of 6-inch behind you.
I don't collect the 7-inch figures. All right. So the way the portal works is when you have a ticket to Comic-Con, there's the membership portal. And then what they do is you get, for every day you have a ticket, you have, I think, like either 5 or 10 kind of like tickets, electronic tickets. So they have like all these different things that you can throw your tickets in for. And then there's like some sort of electronic drawing. And then if you get selected, it gives you the selection and gives you a time. So the problem with that portal thing is I can put all of my tickets in for Hasbro on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I can win a 4 o'clock in the afternoon spot in line, which means I show up at 4 o'clock. I can finally get in line to get into the Hasbro booth to make a purchase. But what Hasbro does with their little sales thing is that they have they bring, say, 10,000 of this guy to sell per day, right?
That's a lot. It won't be that many.
So by the time I get into the line at, I'm just making up a number, get into the line at 4, he may have been sold out since like noon.
Yeah,
They limit you to 2, but the problem is because there's so many people going through there, their daily allotment could be sold out by noon, but they do save some for every single day, right? Like, so
for sure. Yeah. So they have some on Sunday.
But
so Hasbro's bringing stock again instead of doing like selling on pulse with the code.
Right.
But it might not be Hasbro selling them. It might be a San Diego Comic-Con storefront.
No, it's so what had in previous years before COVID, Hasbro had a big space on the sales floor and it was their store. They had like 20 items. To get in line the last couple of years, you had to win this lottery to be able to get in line. And then what happens is around 7 o'clock at night, they just open a line to anybody. Or on Sunday at a certain time after everybody's gone through, they just open the line. But by that time, all of these kinds of exclusives are sold out. So a few years ago when they had that Boba Fett, the reason why I made a big deal about it was they stamp your ticket, your Comic-Con pass, you're only allowed to buy 2. Now, if I put my tickets in for every single day and I buy my 2 on Thursday, I'm not allowed to buy any more on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
No, you got to buy it from other people. Like, can I buy your ticket? Because if other people don't want it,
no.
The guys who own
that guy can't go in line. That guy will have to go in line for me.
Well,
because I can't. No, what I'm explaining it. I can't. They stamp your Comic-Con ticket.
I know, but I'm telling you, here's what scalpers do. If everyone wants to learn, they go the con and they go to some like grandma. Hey, you're not going to buy a snake serpent man. Here's $50.
That person can't get in line with your lottery.
No, but everyone enters lotteries for stuff, and it's not. It's
you have to know them ahead of time. You're gonna know you have a place in line by like July 10th. There's no way you can go to somebody at Comic-Con and say, "Hey, put in for this lottery and see if you can get in line." Oh, that's all done by the time Comic-Con happens.
So those scalpers, they're doing that now to people.
Sure, but the thing is that person has to have a ticket. They have to be willing to go stand in a line for like 3 hours
for $100
on their
$50,
allotted time
whatever amount
to make it
money they offer.
worthwhile. It's not an easy way to get in line. But here's where I had the problem with that Boba Fett.
No, scalping
And I
sucks.
know I tried to explain this before. So I got in line. I bought the 2 Boba Fetts. I did have a second line on Saturday, like 2 days later, and I was going to try to get a couple more. They told me I waited in the line. I couldn't. They said, no, you already bought your 2. So I couldn't buy any more, but I bought something else, I remember. On Sunday, when they opened the line to everyone, because they had already gone through everybody who had tickets, they put a sign that said sold out. So they had sold their entire supposedly Comic-Con allotment or whatever. The entire run was sold out. So people who were at the convention who were able to go online were not able to buy them because they were sold out. And then a month later, they said, hey, we're going to put the leftovers up online.
Yeah, that's why
I said that was completely unfair to all those people who were there on Sunday because they actually went to the convention. That's why I fight so hard for, if you're going to call something an exclusive and have that be your way, you shouldn't be allowed to save some to sell later online.
Well, they didn't save some. They just had some. They didn't bring them all to the convention.
They were sold out.
Well, they sold out of what they brought.
They should have brought all of them if they were.
There's not enough room. There's not enough warehouse space.
Well, then don't call them an exclusive.
Well,
So,
I don't know.
So what
I don't think there is such a thing as exclusive anymore. All of these items you see here will be available to pre-order at GameStop Canada a week after the convention. It's happened 3 years in a row now. I don't see it stopping this year.
Because everything shut down. But I think that we're gonna.
Since COVID. Since COVID, like so.
Well, then you got to go back further than 3 years.
So, hold on. Are you suggesting, Vern, that this and the Star Wars Comic-Con exclusive aren't going to be on Pulse after?
They said that they were going to be selling anything that they had left over.
Okay, and that's why I said right away it's changed this year because San Diego Comic-Con, whoever the company is that runs it, Reed Pop, if that's the company, or not Reed Pop, they are in charge of the exclusives through their porthole before Hasbro is selling them on their website. So that's why I brought that up right at the beginning. There's an exclusive portal. You see a lot of people posting about it on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook about all, like, you know about the rules, Vern, because you're a San Diego Comic-Con goer. You're a regular person that goes to them. But now they're trying to make it even harder for the scalpers to get them, which is good. That's a good thing.
This is the same
notice that
they've been using.
Probably will be available afterwards, not at inflated prices.
Maybe if they have any
limited supply, very limited, like
very super limited. Yeah,
like one pallet's worth.
The box on this is fantastic.
It is. I'm in. If I can get one, I'll definitely get it.
I think it's cool. I don't know this G.I. Joe cartoon movie, but I know the character, and I've known the rumors for a couple of months have been this character coming out.
Yeah. I think the only way for me to beat that is if I get get into the booth 2 different days, is to lose my Comic-Con pass and then go upstairs and get another one printed so that it doesn't have a stamp on the back.
Like I said, there's a vendor selling earrings. Go ask the lady selling earrings. Hey, here's $50. There's ways of doing it. People can do it.
No, Rick. See, I think because you're thinking of, you might be thinking of how it used to be, but it did change around 2021, whatever.
Well, that's
where
good.
they started using this portal to give you a space in line. Because I remember I really wanted a poster from Mondo, and I did not even make it into the Mondo booth that year.
No, they did the same thing at Star Wars Celebration Chicago. It wasn't, I didn't have to win the lottery months in advance. I won it the morning.
They don't do that anymore.
The morning of the Sunday, and then the fourth day.
The only thing they do and now if you want to get autographs from actors for panels that are going to be there, you got to win those in advance too. The only place that was like doing it like the day of was like Entertainment Earth. If you wanted to see like, whoever was coming to sign like the figures, like that guy who played Flash Gordon or something.
I get it. In a way, they're trying to curb scalpers, but they're also trying to maximize the amount of product they can sell.
But this will be
not
the first,
have 100 people say, "Oh, I couldn't get it," and they're there at 8 a.m.
But this will be the first time since pre-COVID that they've actually brought stuff to Comic-Con in bulk and had their exclusives at the convention. Because last year they only had the Chrysanthemum, and the previous years they were doing that online only. I don't think they're going to be doing that online anymore.
The legendary Sean Solo.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a preferred model though, to just say like, don't bring the inventory there, just get it online and you can get it shipped home instead of lugging it around?
Look, Eric, if they were willing to do that model and just keep doing it, I would be 100% for that, because I hated standing in that line, because they put you against a wall, then they march you through the floor, and then you wait in a second line, and then there's the chance that people are going to cut into you. And then I've actually been stopped. They questioned if I was actually supposed to be in the line. It ends up being a mess. Because
I think if they didn't bring toys to these conventions, just cancel the convention. Have it be an online TV show where you watch it, because there's no point of going to a convention where you paid money for tickets.
Well, I mean,
you can't buy merchandise. Like, what's the whole point?
Yeah, but like I almost feel like exclusives should go away.
I hope so too. I don't like exclusive terms.
Wait, someone's got to clip that. That needs to be a new short on your channel, Vern.
Yeah,
I feel like exclusives need to go away.
I almost think that they should. I mean, what are they good for? Just arguing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the SH Figure Arts Rebel Moon, which are way better than the McFarlane Rebel Moon figures. They look fantastic.
Diamond Select.
Oh, okay. Diamond Select. Sorry, McFarlane. But yeah, these ones actually look really fantastic, but they are 3 times the price.
They are. Yeah. And that's a good thing McFarlane passed on these, because it ended up not being a big, huge movie or toy line.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the movie. I
haven't seen part 2.
I heard that they were going to do I heard rumors that they were going to do a director's cut, and then I saw that they are. So
I think they did already.
Yeah, no, they announced it, so it's coming out in August or something. So I'm just going to wait till then, because I have no interest in seeing the like other versions.
It didn't suck. Like, the first part of Rebel Moon I watched was better than
Rebel
all
Moon
of
did you see?
Part 1.
Oh, the one that you said didn't suck. Which I was just wondering which one you saw.
I only saw part 1.
But part 2, they just spend 2 hours. But in part 2, they spend 2 hours mowing down a field, so it's
harvesting grain.
Slow motion.
Yeah, harvesting grain.
All of that.
Yeah, you got to. You got to put it on fast forward. Get up, go get a drink, use the bathroom, come back, and it's still fast forwarding through the grain part. So.
100% mod. Like in Canada too. Like, I'm in Canada. It's not even an option to get exclusives in San Diego. There's not a website that's for just Canada only. Like, it doesn't exist. So that's why places like GameStop get them a week later.
But let me tell you what, Rick, you know how you can get a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive?
GameStop?
Nope, you can actually go to Comic-Con.
Yeah, so spend $8,000 Canadian.
Perfect.
Don't have to enter a lottery just to buy a ticket to the convention? I do, right? I have to win a lottery to buy a ticket to a convention.
Yeah.
What Eric? What?
I would
I was just
never
going to say, like,
I have to win a lottery to pay them money to visit them. I wouldn't even do it.
It's not easy to even get to go to San Diego Comic-Con, right? Because trying to get tickets, like, I've never been, but like, don't they give preference to people who have gone in the past of trying to get to go for your first time?
Absolutely, there's favoritism.
No, what they do is they have 2 sales. They have a sale for folks who went the previous year, which is like 20,000 say 20 out of 130,000 tickets, they make about 20. I'm guessing about 25-30,000 tickets available for people to be in a lottery to be able to get tickets. And then once those are sold out, And then they have another general sale. So if you missed out on the pre-sale, you have to participate in the general sale, which is what I had to do last year. and the year before. I never got my tickets in the pre-sale for like the last 5 times I tried. It was always in the general sale.
But they still do give some preference to people who've gone in the past.
Social influence.
No, the only preference you get
is a chance of getting a ticket before
2
others,
chances
right?
to buy tickets. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
like,
that's still giving some preference, right?
Yeah, you get a little bit of an extra. You get 1 extra chance to get tickets, but like I was saying, I've never been able to buy tickets in that.
That's crazy, man. And you
pre-sale
live there.
Since I've been there. And yeah, what I noticed is like when I log on and my brother who's in Florida logs on, he always drops in first to be able to buy tickets, and I don't.
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to age everyone here but Eric. Back in the 80s, if we wanted to go see a concert, like say Van Halen was coming to your town at your local football stadium,
you had to wait
to go to the
warehouse. You had to wait at the mall for it to open. You had to go into the music store. You had to go wait in line at that Ticketmaster thing.
I wish they would go back to that stuff for stuff, man. I really do, because like again,
an exclusive.
Going to San Diego Comic-Con is like caller number 8 now to see fun.
No, it's pretty.
That's
easy.
how you win. Like you have to be caller 8, and there's millions of people calling.
All right,
I'd like to go to San Diego Comic-Con someday, but
you should.
We should go as the Toy Duo team.
There is
when did tickets normally go on sale though?
So go on and make a member ID now, and then you'll get the notification when they're going to be doing the ticket sales, and then they send you an email, and it's usually like in February, maybe. I think it was February this year. And then there's a sale, and I've gotten times where like I've only been able to buy a Thursday ticket.
Yeah, didn't you do that last year? Get one.
Last year I got 0 tickets, so I just went and did all the outside stuff.
But you tried, didn't you?
And it was still fun. What?
You tried to buy tickets in advance, didn't you?
I did. I 2 chances. I did not get tickets, so I just wandered around outside. There's so much stuff going on outside the convention center. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I filled 4 days from like 9 in the morning to like 6 at night. 4 days. I came home with like bags of stuff every single day of just giveaways and freebies from stuff off the street, like people giving away stuff on the street. I did not pay for 1 meal because the Chick-fil-A cow was walking around.
Okay, that's
Teenage
cool.
Mutant Ninja Turtles was giving away pizza. I ate on the IMDb yacht. All that stuff.
There's Kevin Smith.
What? No, he wasn't there when I got on the yacht, but they have so many different things to do, and there were so many. I had the Bob's Burgers when I did that little animation walkthrough. At lunch, they're giving away the sliders and the fries and stuff like that. So there's all these opportunities to just like get free stuff and like eat and just wander around and take advantage of all the activations and stuff like that. Is really cool. So
I can't. You live there, and unless you get lucky on the internet or because you can't order on a phone, right? So now you're limited. Like if you don't have internet, you're not eligible to buy a ticket to San Diego Comic-Con. Like unless you have internet.
But that's like the population of people who don't have some
No,
internet.
I know, but I mean, some things I think are weirdly done. Like whenever I log into my online banking now, almost every time for an extra security thing, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna text you a 4-digit PIN." So log in, enter your password, and then enter this 4-digit PIN. But what if you don't have a phone? Then you can't log in to do banking?
All right.
Just saying.
All right. So these are the McFarlane gold label, whatever's. I don't know.
They're cool.
Whatever.
One looks like Vampire Shazam. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Vampire Shazam. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're cool looking. I like the lightning effects on that guy and how they attach to the legs and arms.
All right, and then what are these Court of the Dead? Who makes these? Sideshow.
Sideshow and Boss Fight Studios, but this is distributed by Sideshow, which is the first.
And these are 6-inch, right?
I have no idea.
I think they are.
Are they 4-inch figures?
No, I don't think they're 12-inch, even though they have a Sideshow logo there. I think they are
Sideshow is just the distributor, right?
6-7-inch figures. Yeah, Sideshow, but I think Sideshow is partly
they're just the distributor. I mean, they're a store. Sideshow is a store that happens to also make some figures, but
yes,
Yeah.
But their
Every
logo
once in
is
a while,
bigger than
Sideshow
Costco.
does this really weird thing where you could get like a $50 coupon to buy something.
Yeah, they are. They do that once in a while. Yeah.
Minimum $500 item though.
Which
Where?
is really cool because I actually have like that little baby Groot. I got it for free from Sideshow once. I was like, there were like certain things that were eligible for this coupon, and it was like even shipped free.
But they
They also-
expire. Like I had acquired over $100 in Sideshow bucks too, but they expire.
Yeah, they do.
So if you don't buy anything in those 6 months period or a year, then it's a zero.
Yeah, because you still.
Which I get. I just thought these looked cool for a new line of 6-inch figures. Court of the Dead.
They do.
I'm
look
guessing
cool.
that's a video game. I don't know my gaming stuff, but it sounds video gamey.
I thought
I
it
don't
was
know.
a game. I don't know. Yeah.
All right,
She looks
and then this is
That's
Murder,
supposed to be
She Wrote.
Angela.
Murder She Wrote, right?
Yeah, I saw those.
I have one word for this. Why? Why? Like, I think there's 11 people that collect Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. There is less than 11 people that collect Angela Lansbury merchandise. Like, come on, man.
No,
Next
this
up
is no.
You
This
must
is
have put $10,000.
we talked about
into
this. We
designing and
talked
producing
about
it.
this before. We talked about this before. This is for the people who only collect one-off figures, like John Wick, and like the guy from They Live, and they collect. You know, they collect the one-off figures. They don't collect a
The guy
series.
who has a John Wick action figure doesn't put Angela Lansbury in his collection.
Yes, he does because they
No,
collect
the guy who
one-offs.
has Golden Girls, B. Arthur, the original Green Hornet, Mego from 1921. Like, people who are older than Vern watched Angela Lansbury and would collect toys from it.
You know what?
What are you talking about? I watched Murder, She Wrote.
I know, but
I'm
I
a-
did too, but I would never want a toy of her.
She's missing a bicycle.
One of my favorite Disney movies is massively underrated one. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I would probably buy an Angela Lansbury action figure from Bedknobs
That's
and
Disney,
Broomsticks.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
can I say something about this figure?
Yeah,
I'm worried about the person who's buying this only so they can do the swap from the jacket to the blue shirt.
I just want the purse and a typewriter. Cool accessories, a flashlight, a typewriter.
I
a
have
drawer.
serious concerns over that person.
But yeah,
I thought you were gonna pop the head off.
Of,
I thought you were gonna pop the head off and put an Inspector Gadget head on, so you'd have a super articulated Inspector Gadget.
I just want to know how many people in the chat are rushing to pre-order this right now. Come on,
the
all of
same
you.
people who
already
bought,
said
One
yes.
of you.
the same people who bought John Wick.
Like, even Dino won't buy this.
Dino will
is the only
definitely
guy in our community that
100%
would
Dino's
consider
in.
this.
No, John, I'm gonna put her next to my Richard Simmons and more.
Yeah, there you
Bob
go.
Ross, your
There's
Bob Ross.
look, there's a market for this figure for like somebody like me who wants to buy an action figure for somebody who's not a collector who maybe liked Murder, She Wrote.
Sure.
Buy them a book. Buy them a VHS.
It's pretty niche.
Season 3. It's so silly, man. It just
All things aside for desirability, they did a good job on the
They
figure.
did.
It looks fun.
They did.
If
Yeah,
it-
it looks
for
good.
somebody that would want her, it looks like a fun figure.
Based
Like,
on
will
these
this be
pictures, I
Walmart?
want to know, did they really put an LED light in that flashlight? And why couldn't Hasbro add LED lights to a $400 Haslab if that's the case?
It does look
Oh,
like
there's
a
no
real-
way.
Now, will this be on a shelf at Walmart and Target? That's my question.
No,
No,
100%, and we'll never leave that shelf.
If your Walmart gets one of these and they put it in the video game section, it will be there 14 years from now when you go to your Walmart and you're like, wow, this is still here and it's on sale for $1.50.
Look at Tim. He's like, he got into Murder, She Wrote doing his homework and watched it every Sunday night.
Yep.
Yep.
We all did, but
Jonathan
none of us
says
are
more
going
people
out
are
and
gonna
rush
get
to
this
buy the
than-
action figure of her.
Actually, Rick's the guy that's probably interested in like doing that.
Yeah, he's
Quite
just
a swap.
deflecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's
I
probably
just
gonna.
think
I'm very fan.
He's,
gotta-
you know what, Rick? You could buy like 10 of these and put them with those rebel soldier trooper dudes that you got.
and not sell them.
That would
I have
make
to
it.
pack them in. You get a free Murder She Wrote with
Free
every-
Angela Lansbury with every Rebel Fleet trooper.
She will be taller than those costume kids by NECA.
Oh, Jumpy. That's a good one. If she's Hot Toy scale, I'll make a sofa and sit her next to Deadpool. That would be hilarious.
Oh, that would see that
Oh,
right
there.
there.
He's finding a reason to get
Yeah,
this.
he's finding the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to your video review.
Connor, I have the same blue vest. When you do your review, please wear it.
And here's another thing. I bet you we never see anyone do a video review of this action figure on YouTube ever. Like, because no one will get it.
You know what? Just to prove you wrong, I'm going to pre-order it today.
No, it's only $98. I don't know.
You're gonna confuse so many like older women who happen to be on YouTube trying to watch.
We're going to get a whole new audience.
They're all in our chat right now. Those people you're talking about.
Yeah, if you got this figure and did a video on it, you were the only one who did the video, you'd get like 20,000 subscribers overnight, like Ghosty.
Everyone's grandma's going to subscribe.
If they get Mod Extras talking about Columbo, if they ever do a Columbo figure, I hope he talks. I hope he's one more thing. All right, then we got this Godzilla, I guess. I didn't know Godzilla was that much taller than buildings.
It looks like Gumby.
Depends on which one you're watching.
Yeah, this is a weird looking Godzilla. It's like a.
That's why I thought they were going all Godzilla for San Diego, because they just revealed like a whole bunch of different Godzillas again. All yesterday.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think now, like, Godzilla has a huge resurgence now.
Yeah, it's a big property.
It's a really strange looking Godzilla, though.
I think it's meant to be like army man style, like attached to the base. And there's no paint on it. This is just all one color green.
I see what you're saying. So those little army men that we had, it's to that scale.
Yeah, like Toy Story had the little army men with stands on the feet.
I get it. See, buying Godzillas now is like buying Mandalorians.
But what I think they could do is they can make these and not call them Godzilla and not have to pay licensing. Just make it a big kaiju green monster.
Yeah, but Super 7 is already 100% in because they...
Oh, no, it's a good property to go after, but I mean, it's one property that you can kind of get away with.
This is the best one that they've done.
Yes. I love that one.
Hey, Brian.
I still want the 7-inch version of that, but it's
me
like
too.
$300 in Canada.
Yeah. All right, and then are these guys shaking hands?
Oh, they are.
Like it.
Yeah.
Hello, Godzilla. I am Ultraman.
They shook hands in the part too. Remember my drop kick one? They shook hands and fought against Megalon or whatever.
Is that
I know what this is. This is right before like a match. They're like, see the courtesy, shake, fight.
No, they agreed to fight Megalon together. This is where they're like, we're gonna kill Megalon together, and then Godzilla did the tail slide and slid across.
You're right.
Yeah,
I like the window in the box where they have a little bit of rock and dirt in front of them. Like, even though it's just a piece of paper or whatever, it looks cool. It's good packaging.
Right. It's nice when they do that. It reminds me of that Heroes of Endor thing where they had the on land, the little doorway, and then they had Luke in the forest. Yeah,
and
but it's not Ultraman, by the way. It's Jet Jaguar.
Okay.
So John can read the box, but Vern can't.
I can't.
Gotcha.
But it's very colorful.
It was actually Jet Jaguar. It wasn't Ultra, but it was an Ultraman-like character. Yeah.
Right. All right. What about this Odin?
He's cool, but no, I don't need an Odin.
It looks very cool, but I couldn't believe he cost like what,
$60, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought for sure it was going to be like 45 or something or 50, but $60.
Yeah, I don't get it. Is he that?
He's not in the range. He's not even though it is comic book style. It's not in the range of characters that I need for my comic book shelf.
Yeah. I want it just for the beard. To be fair, like
not in my price.
It's a good beard.
But
I do have to say, if he doesn't sell at all and they happen to mark him down to like $15, I will probably end up picking it up because for $15 it's worth it.
They mark him down to $50.
I wouldn't buy it still.
Because that would still be like 20% off.
I know, but I still wouldn't buy it. I mean, I'm saying that if I do see it for $10 or $15, I probably would end up getting it. But any more than 15, I probably will not get it.
Now, one point I'm making it. So this is what it's $59 American, right? I think that's accurate. $59 because I put up the posts and stuff like that. 6-inch scale. So very similar to like a Mythic Legions
This
figure.
guy is
'Cause
not
all of their figures are like bearded trolls, and but they're like $80. So maybe Hasbro thinks because it might appeal to some of those Mythic Legions fans that maybe they think they can get an extra $10 out of it or
I
something.
think Hasbro wants to be able to run a 50% off sale and still make some decent money on the figure. That's why they priced
It's
them
weird
so
because
high.
it's a new price point. It's like GI Joe, we know, has 3 or 4 price points they stick with. They said they would for the whole year. Hasbro never said that about Marvel Legends or Star Wars. So they kind of throw in a new price point because this is a different price than Big Venom, Big Hulk, Big Thanos, whatever other big figures have been revealed this year. It's more. It's like $10 or $15 more. And quite surprised.
$20 more than Big Blob.
All right, so here's another chance to get a 7-inch Godzilla, Rick.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like the colors. It looks
You
like
can paint it.
looks like that. Who's that vandalism artist painted it?
You can paint it and then let John critique it and say somebody's going to
Not
look
real
at this
anymore.
and
I think Dino got the
Four-year-old
7-inch one. That's the one I
yeah,
want.
he did get it. Yeah.
They'll make it again. We'll make it again.
All right, and then this is a high-end toy, right?
Yeah, 3.75.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like it.
Good detail. Like I whenever I see them post some new GI Joes, I want to share them because they're not available in stores. I don't think in anywhere in North America because they're imports.
Right.
But they're good looking, detailed figures.
Sure.
I wonder if the GI Joe, the O-ring collectors like these because they're not O-ring, they're like vintage collection style.
Well,
right?
let me ask, John. Do you like these?
It
Probably
looks
never
cool. It's the first time I think I've seen them, though.
Because if someone's selling them at a toy show, they're selling for $80 each.
That's what I don't like is how much are these?
I'm gonna guess $30 American.
Yeah, see, I won't buy a
Because
3 or
you have to
3/4
buy them
inch.
through a third-party vendor.
I won't buy like a 3 or 4 inch figure for that much for that price. No way.
No, it's a
Yeah, no
lot.
matter how much stuff it comes with.
Yeah,
But in
Um,
Hong Kong, it's probably
$29.
like 11 yen. It's probably like $4 American if you're in Hong Kong. I don't know.
This
This
is
is
a
awesome.
1/6 scale action figure, Spider-Man in the symbiote suit with a backpack for his hands, I guess.
Why I posted this because I love that's display case they have. It fits an actual size comic, so it does not come with this Secret Wars comic. It just fits a comic, and I thought that's just a brilliant display stand for this odd
backpack
toy.
the backpack's where he keeps his clothes. He does it in the comic book a lot, where he'll web up his clothes in the backpack, but a lot of times he'll start swinging away with the backpack, and on the way to the criminals, he'll find a spot to stash it, and he'll web it up in a corner in a parking lot or something like that, so that it's sort of hidden somewhere, and leave it there. But they're giving it as an accessory here just for a neat thing. But it's like my question is, it looks almost like actual string. Like, is that
It's plastic.
the webbing?
It's molded like that, but maybe you can bend it. I don't know.
Yeah, because it'd be cool if it was bendy, and I could move it around a little bit.
Yeah, it would be. But
The suit looks like it's fabric, though.
It
Yeah,
is.
the suit's definitely fabric. Is this who makes this?
Gotta go.
okay.
Cheers, man.
See you guys.
All right.
Oh,
See ya.
it's a Hano. Okay.
Oh no!
All right, see ya, man. Thank you.
My first Hano is coming. I got the Wolverine Hano.
Oh, you
I
did?
do.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's already been paid for. It just has to ship. It said it was shipping in March. Yeah, so I'm like, where is it?
What kind of price point on that? A couple $100?
No, it was 160.
Okay, so this
Hano are not as expensive as
Hot
Toys. They're cheaper.
This
They're
is
even
too much.
cheaper than they're even less money than 3.0. So
This is too much for me. It looks cool. I'm just not gonna collect a 12-inch action figure like this because then
my favorite Spider-Man
Slippery
comic
slope.
cover though.
slippery slope.
yeah, you have to decide to get one. My one Marvel is I wanted it to be Iron Man, but now it's Wolverine, and so that's the only one I'm getting from Marvel. And then I said one DC, and that DC is 89 Batman. So
Right.
And for Star Wars, I got my troopers, and the only one I need is a clone trooper, and I have all the troopers I wanted from
Phase
Right.
1, Phase 2, or Phase 3? John?
Star Wars.
So you're done.
I want a Phase 2 Clone Trooper.
So this is some sort of a convention exclusive. I think I'm just going to get the regular version and get a can of
Gold spray
gold
paint.
spray paint and
Yeah.
not worry
This
about
is this is kind of weird though. They made an action figure out of a statue.
right.
Well, I think this is a statue. I don't think you can pose this figure.
No, you can
Well,
pose.
it's got
You can see
articulation
the
points in
joints.
it.
You can see
Yeah,
the little
it has
pins.
all the joints. It's posable.
Oh, I
Why
thought
would they
I read in
put
the
pins in a
description when I
statue?
shared it. It was a posed statue because we know McFarlane makes posed statues now too, right?
Yeah, but look at his arm. You can see the pin in the elbow.
I have a
The chest.
27-inch monitor. How do you see a pin there? Like I can't
I
make
can see it.
I can see
it.
that.
You're on a
Yeah.
1980 phone.
You
I
can
know,
see
and
it.
I
It's
can
like the
see it.
light running- All right.
It looks cool though, I guess.
All right. Anyways, this is a predator dude in the Game of Thrones chair or his own
It's an
chair.
alien queen. It's an alien queen chair.
Oh, that's her head, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick.
isn't
I
it?
didn't
It's
post
cool.
this. Must be custom.
That does look cool. How much is this, Rick?
I didn't
$100.
share this. This is obviously a custom.
Connor, how much is this? $500?
He says badass.
Yeah. How much is this badassery going to cost me?
It's probably $100. Yeah.
Ask the 3D printer who made it.
I think this is for sale, right? Bone Throne is $99.
Okay.
What I don't like is how they keep changing the Predator. Like he should always look like he looked in the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Yeah, there's so many variations of him, right?
Yeah, like why? You know what I mean? Like
But he is a great. I love the creature design of the Predator.
Yeah.
I've always been Alien and Predator. I think they're two
Oh,
of the
they're
most
brilliant.
after Hammerhead, two of the most iconic creature designs ever.
All right, moving on. This
Yeah.
is the other Comic-Con exclusive for Star Wars. It is Darth Maul with Sith Speeder. This speeder can only be driven by a Sith.
it says that right there, Sith Speeder. Yep.
You will let me ride.
They
I'll
put
put
him
this
on the
out
thing weird though. Look how he's sitting in that package
Yeah.
design.
I love this package
You can
design
push
because
his butt down and sit him like more in the speeder.
it's the
I mean,
exact
come on.
same way they packaged the 12-inch version that Hasbro made of this in the late 90s. Hasbro made a 12-inch version.
Yeah,
And it was just like this like it was huge, the box. So I think I'll get this from GameStop when it becomes available. It looks cool.
If it becomes available,
Yeah.
the question.
If it
No,
becomes available, I'll
I
definitely.
have not been wrong 3 years in a row. Every
Yeah.
Hasbro item made available at San Diego Comic-Con or Hasbro PulseCon or
Was
Star
that
Wars
Boba
Celebration
Fett
has,
available
like,
at GameStop?
No, that was the first year they didn't do it. Like that was
Okay, that was not the first
after
year they
COVID.
didn't do it, but that was like probably one of the last times they did.
the
do
only
it.
one I really, really wanted.
Yeah. So I think that they're going back to that other model, unfortunately.
Well, I disagree.
But we will see.
They don't. There's
We
not
will
enough
see.
people at San Diego Comic-Con
If
to
you,
sell enough of this product to make a profit.
that's not the that's not the
10,000
point.
units
Do an
It's
exclusive.
not getting sold at San
but-
Diego Comic-Con.
But if it is available internationally, I'm pretty sure that Return of the Nerds dude on Instagram will have it. And then he's pretty good about shipping and stuff like that. It's not too expensive.
Where is he?
He's in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And someone in Australia, like
He's
Zing
had
Pop
every-
Culture.
Yeah, he's had every one of the other exclusives over the last couple of years.
So same as GameStop and Zing Pop Culture.
Yeah, except for he was selling at a reasonable price.
Well, so does GameStop. I bought all of them at retail, which
But I-
were not even available in America.
But it's looking like, because he didn't think that he was getting them, so it doesn't look like they're going to be sold outside of the convention.
yeah,
Except
that's
for
why I
on.
brought up that new portal thing that they're doing. That
I think
Hasbro might not have.
we're not going to go through the whole portal thing again, but I think you're not understanding how that portal works.
Well, no, I actually read the article about it, so I know exactly how it works.
I
My
hope they-
question
I
though
hope
is,
they make them available
do-
on Pulse.
I do want to
really
know,
want
like,
this.
They will.
I do want to know why they keep. I think they modeled this after the 12-inch thing that we got from Hasbro before.
The bike.
Because like people are saying in the chat, the color's off, and it is. If you look at the movie itself, the the coloring has been off with every toy they've made of this. So it's like, because if you watch the movie, they're gray and dark colors. It's not tan. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but every toy of this I've owned has been this same color.
It's been tan, yeah. So they're modeling it after the previous toys, not the actual movie, you know?
Right.
And you haven't brought it up yet, but the new Sith the Stranger helmet is not black. Even though we thought it was black for the past 9 months, right?
I didn't think it was black. It's like been a
Well, it was black until Hasbro released the gold.
All right,
helmet.
Darth Maul, we're done talking about it.
No.
All right. So, anyways, then we got the Shaun of the Dead action figures that are coming out. They look pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna get them just because of the soft goods. I'm not that into the figures with the soft goods and stuff like that, but these might
dolls,
change.
aren't
These might change my mind.
These are 12-inch
No.
dolls, though.
These are still something that's like a niche thing. It's not. You don't need an action figure line of Shaun of the Dead. What are you going to play out in Shaun of the Dead?
More than you would with Angela Lansbury with a
The
book.
same people. To me, this is the same people that would get John Wick and Angela Lansbury
No
and
one
Columbo.
gets
And
Angela Lansbury.
Okay,
That's
so
not even
Jonathan's
$12, I guess
saying
not.
they're $200 plus $85 shipping.
Forget that.
So I will not be getting any
not
Shaun of
getting
the Dead
these.
action figures.
Yeah, not getting these.
Is it $200 for a 2-pack of?
I
6
do like
figures?
the record here. So, but that's
Or
about
the
it.
$200 each for a 12-inch figure.
All right,
I don't-
so let's
I'm not-
move
I'm not
on.
clear.
So this is too bad Dan wasn't here for this. This is what he was showing off earlier. It
Yeah.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this. If
if
I
I
had
make-
to pick just one, this is the one I would pick.
So if I make it into the Hasbro booth, and the limit's typically two people will be able to get this from me.
So I think they'll reuse this body for a Colossus in the future if it's pinless. It looks pretty good.
I think it already is a Colossus body.
They don't have any pinless Colossus bodies. This will be the first
All right.
pinless
All right.
banded
Is
body.
How dare you, John, try to contradict what?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just making an update.
I
Here's,
hope I'm one of those two, Vern. I'll tell you that much.
Judge
Look at
Dredd.
that detail, man.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
he looks.
cool.
He looks cool, but I'm guessing this isn't. Is this another like 4-inch Dredd? Yeah, not interested. Gives me
You
hope.
don't get
Dragon
details like this
Claw.
in some 12-inch toys. Like, it just blows me away they can do this.
All right.
Look at the zipper.
Then here's the helmet, the zipper head. What do you call him, Eric?
Gimpy McZipper face.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
gold. It looks like it's rusted metal, whatever. We know that it drains the kyber crystals.
But this is one of those.
Cortosis.
Understand that the Dread is way undersized for 6 inches.
Oh, is that a 6-inch one?
6-inch scale. Okay, but all right. Well, then maybe I'm going to have to take another look at them. So with the helmet, what I thought I'd do is I'd throw this up there. This Millennium Workshop guy made his own 3D printed helmet and was showing it off in a short video. And I thought to myself, that's pretty cool. So what do you get with the Black Series helmet? Does it make the voice change? Does it do anything other than just wear it? Because if that's the case, these 3D printed ones are pretty cool.
Yeah, Rex does
Yeah,
really good stuff.
I would have a problem with any of these helmets because I don't think that this helmet should be sold in plastic.
Well, this helmet is sold out everywhere.
Because clearly this helmet,
Surprisingly.
like this is not like a stormtrooper helmet where when you or a Darth Vader helmet where when you're watching the movie, it gives you the vibes of being made out of some sort of. It's not made out of steel. They're made out of some sort of
Plasteel,
like
they call
plastic. Yeah, plasteel or ultra plastic kind of thing. It's where this helmet in the show clearly looks like it's made out of metal. The whole
it. Black
thing looks,
metal.
No, in the show it looked bronze, like a dark bronze.
The
don't
show
know.
helmet made me feel like they were
black.
using sheet metal that you would use in metal shop in high school.
Yeah. So I think that a replica helmet should be made out of metal. And the cool thing about it is every one of these little lines, the silver lines where he's got that could be like a welding line. Like if you were to weld this thing together,
It is
to
a
shape
welding
it
line.
around your head. You know what I mean? So
It
it
is
would
a
be.
walking line.
So it's kind of a. But I think the teeth are too big in the Black Series one. Not the front. The front teeth look right, but when you look at the guy in the movie, the teeth on his sides that go up his cheeks, they're
You can
small and they're small and they're pointed.
Yeah.
Where these look like coins, like
I think
shoved
the
in.
main difference between this Hasbro scan that they scanned from the real actual prop of the movie, they had to make the eye holes bigger for safety purposes. But other than that, I think the teeth are probably actual scans from the prop. Like
I don't
they
think
don't design these without.
They look completely
and
different
months
than
and
the
months
show.
of-
So from my opinion, the mouth is closed a little bit more on the Hasbro helmet than it should be, because in the show, I feel like you can see through it and you can see through the mouth. And in this one, I don't feel like you can, because they're perfect. Like it's a perfect bite, but the other one made me feel like it had like a off bite a little bit. So this Millennium Workshop one, the teeth to me and the mouth look way more accurate than the Hasbro helmet looks.
Yeah, Rex does good work, and this is just from him looking at the show, right?
Yeah.
I think the Hasbro one has some kind of light up feature that you can leave something lit up for like a 30-minute time. One of the descriptions. It's weird because I didn't see anything light up on the show from it yet.
Yeah,
because it has electronic features with lights and sound. But maybe it just gives it a glow when it's, I don't know.
Eric, what are you reading?
Yeah, I'm looking at the product description. Premium design with welcome light FX. Whatever that means.
Just maybe it just lights up the bottom so it glows.
Or the inside. Yeah.
But
Might
this
do something on the inside. I pre-ordered it. I love the helmets. I understand why they had to make the eye slit bigger, but it is, to me, that bothers me more than the color. And I'm not even sure the color is incorrect. We just haven't seen the helmet in like good
daylight.
Natural light, right?
No, I agree. If it was black, I would consider buying it. Because it's actually not black, I have zero interest in this helmet unless it turns out to be Darth Plagueis or Sith, friggin' Dan.
Well,
I guess the teeth.
And it's not
okay. Connor says the helmet should be metal, and all of a sudden,
leather.
Fantasy Disruption joins the chat.
Oh, metal.
It
does have that leather.
I guess the teeth are kind of like that, but they're more of a shiny. They're such shiny metal that they look like points when the light hits them. But if you look at if you bring out still images from the show, it does look like they're totally round like that. They are like a coil almost of. It looks like
a design, man. The whole character himself, the stranger, looks badass, and I look forward to an action figure coming out with a package that says the stranger on it.
And I can see how it does look black in some shots, because some shots when you got the lighting on it, it's clearly bronze. But then when he's shot in the dark with no light on it, it looks black. Like not in the dark.
Yeah, this is why Lucasfilm needs to come out with some better
Yeah, like in a Twilight. There's a Twilight like shot where it's clear, but it definitely looks black.
Yes,
but when
that's
it's
why
lit
everyone
up,
thought it was black.
When it's lit up with his with lit up with lights on it, it looks bronze.
Like
so
when
it's
I
kind of
shared
like
this on Facebook and all the social media.
Yeah, it's like what
all
color?
of the comments where people are like, "Why is it gold? Why is it gold? Why is it gold? Why is it gold?" Like hundreds of comments asking why it's gold, because they all watched the program 4 episodes in and 5 episodes in, and it's not gold. Like it's at night. Everything.
It's definitely not that. It's definitely not. I could see an argument for like it's a dark bronze, but it's definitely not that light of a color. Yeah, where it's like a goldish bronze.
It very much surprised me. I had to go back and re-look at stuff, and then when I was taking for the after show, when I was taking all those screen grabs, I actually brightened up my monitor so I could see if it looked bronze. And by me brightening up the monitor like all the way to 10, yeah, it was obviously like a bronze gold color, but it was also it made
We have
the
to,
black
yeah.
background white, like it made it bright.
We essentially have to wait for Lucasfilm to come out with like better, like high res pics
Official
for,
cardboard
for
cutout.
like the visual dictionary kind of.
Because like
Yeah.
when they show the helmet on the ground, it definitely looks bronze. When he goes to pick it up, it looks like a bronze color, but it's a little bit darker than what this Black Series helmet is. But
And
when
he
he's
picked it
wearing
up,
it,
he only picked up the one part. He didn't pick up the part that broke off on the back.
yeah.
When Becky elbowed him in the head and broke his helmet off, later on he just picked up the one part only. So he's got to build. Someone's got to add on the Darth Vader fin to the back. So maybe it'll get a new color. Be a 2-color helmet, like
Or maybe at this point he
like
just
Kylo
doesn't
Ren
need
gets
the
the second
helmet anymore.
because he rebuilds it.
Does he rebuild it? We don't know.
Well,
might
Kylo
not
had
see-
someone else rebuild it.
Or well, I'm talking about the Chimera or the Stranger. We might never see this helmet again on screen.
No, you're probably right. 'Cause
Connor's saying, "Well, you guys debate the color. I'm trying to think if these will even sell." No,
They're sold
I
out.
don't. It
they're
wouldn't.
sold
Be,
out,
out.
Connor, in all countries.
yeah, I personally would not buy one because I would. I like helmets to feel authentic, and this made out of plastic would not feel authentic to me. It has to be made out of metal in order for it to be on my shelf and feel authentic. And I would not want those eye slits because that's not how it is in the movie. Yeah,
Like the Mandalorian helmet is the only one I have that's not original trilogy, and that's for a reason. It's a cool helmet. Like this to me is not as cool as the Mando helmet. But then again, there's 3 episodes left. When that Mando helmet came out, I've already watched 10 hours of Mando, and everyone loved the character. I love the character. But
so let me get this straight. You're saying that everybody in the world, except for me and maybe Rick a little bit and Eric, hates the Acolyte, except us 3. But somehow this helmet completely sold out all over the world, even though everyone hates it.
Except on this Earth, Entertainment's Earth.
I see. Okay.
It's still available to pre-order.
I don't promote Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store because they don't promote us, Vern. But yeah, hats off to Rex for his 3D
He did a good job on that.
Now,
Yeah.
Rex is the guy to contact for 3D printing from your drawing, Vern. Maybe he has some skills.
Okay, so like then we got these. Who collects Transformers here? Anybody?
Me.
And what do you think of this?
It's a cool set, but I'm not getting it because I already got both guys.
So this is a Comic-Con exclusive, right?
It seems like it was yeah.
So is this something you'd be interested in or no?
No, because I already got both guys.
All right. You don't want to spend another $100 for them?
No.
Okay.
Well, the plus the versions I have of both of these guys look better than what they are in this set.
All right, let's move on then. Okay, so Valerse did a thing this morning, so I pulled up some stuff with the help of Connor. He pulled up some stuff, and then I went and looked at the video because I wanted to kind of understand what it was. They came out with this Head Pack Alpha, which looks pretty cool. This is just drawings, though, so that's kind of what this is from their like DFW Con.
Yeah, their panel.
So the video came up, and then you get to see there's some additional heads. I don't know about the
winking. The one guy's winking.
Yeah, it's weird. But is this the dude from The Office, the guy with the beard?
No.
Okay. And then
flocked beard. Look at that.
Is that flocked? That's like a flocked beard.
Where do you think you got that idea from, Vern?
So they're like looking at doing flocking and vac metal for their helmets. That looks really, really cool.
You're welcome, Valerse. You're welcoming him to flock 6-inch figures because we brought that up 9 months ago.
Oh, we flocked some figures here.
Yeah, but before you flocked it up, we still brought it up 4 months before you did it to give you the idea to do it, right?
He's got this bazooka thing that looks kind of cool. It's going to come with its own case to keep the bazooka in, but the explosives you'll have to like hide separately.
And another case, it looks like they'd weigh 3 pounds more than a figure would. Could you do those hollow? How could that look?
Oh, look at this.
Heavy.
So Bobby B's mentioned on his Instagram page that you can make a fun drinking game out of how many times Bobby Vala mentions Hasbro during his panel.
It's pretty funny. I did watch it this morning.
All right. So I kind of skimmed through it just to get some frame of mind of what some of this stuff is. This is the Vanguard that they're coming out with. And obviously, for some reason, they added like the wind screens.
Oh, this is just an upgrade kit.
But what I'm saying is they're all of a sudden a screen for the front windshield, big gigantic bumper. Kind of reminds me of a ramen razor in a way.
18 van originally.
Well, it's because the that Mad Max movie just came out and everybody's thinking Mad Max.
Yeah. So
18 did this first. To see
what?
18 did it first. 18.
Okay, yeah.
They did for that one episode where they had to
They didn't do it to a Resvani because they didn't have those back then. Yeah.
No.
But I think if they're gonna armor these vehicles up, which would be cool, is to sell like a welding kit, right? So you could like have your figures looking like they're actually doing the work.
Scale welder with a helmet. Yeah, I'm sure Gridiron's already on it.
Yeah.
Give them an hour, they'll be done.
So you got a scoop up in the front too. So you get two different versions.
Mr. Plow.
And then they showed off the Barbie Resvani.
Oh, you sure this isn't a blind box where you buy one of those $200 or $300 vehicles and maybe one of them will be pink, and you were like, "Oh no,
I guess
I didn't get the bloody version. I got the pink version."
Yeah, what he said is this is going to be like a limited to 50. It was somebody they know, I guess, one of the pink one. So they decided let's just produce a few and see what happens. This has the potential, I think, if you were able to get one, to become like maybe one of those rarer collectibles and maybe have some value later on, just because there were only 50, right?
No, none of these will have value in 50 years.
I agree 100%. Not even.
The only way that any of these side companies are making will be worth money in 50 years is if it becomes an established franchise.
Yeah.
Well, but he's got his own comic book and potentially
Action Force from the 70s.
If they start making cartoons and then there's
saying.
live action movies and it becomes a franchise that lasts 50 years, then yeah, maybe it will be. But
look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I mean, they're already doing their own comic. They got their own line. They have some popularity behind them, right? They have their
big fan base.
Their fan base. So it's not unlikely that somebody says, "Hey, let's just take this property and make a cartoon out of this story."
Yeah,
I think he's already got one in the works.
Yeah.
If that happens, it takes off, then yeah, it could be.
Then you got this limited edition to 50 pink Resvani. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's also got a live action movie he says is in the works too. So there is stuff that he wants to do and is planning to do.
Yeah. So he showed
a pink figure as well.
Yeah, so he showed this one off, and this is his next vehicle. He's got those, I don't know what they're called, but they look like they have the wings and stuff like that. And this looks pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of watching Dune and that little helicopter thing that they have. It's like a dragonfly. And just for scale, I made, this is one of the pictures, but I kind of zoomed in just so you could see how it scales next to the Resvani.
Pretty cool looking.
Yeah, so it is a neat flying ship. This one interests me a lot because of the actual design of the ship.
Glow in the dark wings, if it's to match the swarm or whatever he calls his flying bug creature people.
Yeah, I can't remember what he calls them, but certainly a
so
barbecue.
Does a guy fit? Does that front end like open and the guy fits in a chair there?
Yeah, they showed the figure too that might come with it, I think.
All right, so then he has this Action Force, which Connor's saying here, the Prophet. So this is going to come out in October. This is for breast cancer awareness.
Oh, that's why they're pink. Yeah.
Well, this is because he's not selling the car for profit because it doesn't have a ribbon on it.
Right. So this one right here is definitely for breast cancer. It's their charity figure, basically. He kind of made a comment in the stream that you could use this one to drive the pink car if you get the pink car. I thought this. What? Go ahead.
For sure. No, that's a good idea. I think it's good marketing on his part to.
I totally agree. I think that's a good idea. I like it.
Not everything we say about him is poor. I think we all have some good positive things to say about.
But look,
all these
buying a
companies.
figure like this, buying a figure like this is two things you could support if you know somebody who's gone through that, right? This could be like a nice gift from an action figure collector to somebody also.
She even
right?
got the ribbon.
I'm not giving this one to my mom though.
No.
Got the
All right.
pink ribbon on her armor, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, and then he's got the new Pandora coming out, which is in the leather. The leather's kind of more Michael Jackson's Bad, right? Kind of.
I like the articulated ponytail idea.
Yeah, it's really cool. The only thing I was looking at this one is that bothers me about it is the orange hair on top of the head kind of throws me off a little bit because in the render here and the pictures, it kind of makes it seem like the hair is like separate, like it
does look separate.
It is
yeah,
separate.
it doesn't actually look
It's got
like
it's got a
hair.
dark line around it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
Like
there's
it's
something. I know it's supposed to have like braids or whatever, but it just looks off. But otherwise, I think everything else around the figure looks really cool. I can see getting this and doing some mods with it because of the jacket and the interchangeability. I think it looks really neat.
Yeah. I like the molded hair that a lot of these toy companies do now. That it's instead of painting the hair, it's a separate molded piece.
Yeah.
That looks clean, but sometimes it looks a little like you were saying. It's just like because it's at the stage it's at. It looks like it's another part. Like Vern's hair, like it looks like it's fake.
Yeah. My hair, and it's in the works. I mean, I'm not wearing any product in it today and stuff like that, but normally I would. This is going to be their new points figure, which is kind of cool. So that Special Ops Condor is going to go to just for sale, and then this will be the points figure, and then apparently what he said is going to come in a blind box, and you'll either get the bloody version or the not bloody version.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to think about that.
I like this. I call this the Shawn Michaels version just because of the white leather.
Man.
It looks like Shawn. If we cover the head, it's Shawn Michaels, even with the boobs. But again, just reusing that black leather jacket on the black version, it's a whole new different figure. It looks great.
So here's my dilemma, right? Like, so the last one you had to send in I think 20 points or something like that, and that might be about what I have. So I got to send in the points to get this figure, and then I might get the bloody one, which would be cool, but I don't want the bloody one.
I watched the guy open a case of the whoever the dude was that has a bloody version from the convention. He opened a case of them, which I think is 12. I could be wrong. It might be 6 or 8. And none of them are the bloody version. And he's like a Valerse, number one fan. And I was just surprised.
They said that
you're his best friend and you couldn't just get a version? Nope.
Well, that's the thing. That the bloody version of that Bone Collector or whatever was going to be super limited. It was going to be like a 1 in 50 or something like this. So super limited. And I'm guessing this could potentially be the same type of a thing. But what if it's like a 50-50? And it's like, I want to know which one I'm getting if I'm giving up my points.
I'll tell you what, everybody. If there's 500 people in the chat, if anyone wants a red splattered figure, whatever it is, you name it, send it to me. I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Free.
No, the black leather one's going to be the regular release. The white one is the points figure. Now, both of these look cool to me. And, I am going to do the points. I am going to get it with
I wouldn't look at it that way. I would think that what would, if these go up on the collectible market, then what's going to happen is if the bloody one really is more limited than the regular.
Yeah, that's the one that's
more
more valuable.
If you get the bloodied one, you could immediately put it up on somewhere to sell, wherever you choose to try and sell it for
I don't think he has that resell value on any of his products.
He does.
For two or three times what the regular version goes for, and then use that money to buy the regular version.
You can't. No. You have to use your points to get the white suited version. And you may get one or the other. But
some people will sell it on the
Bobby
secondary market, won't they?
Oh, that's true.
I've seen Bobby Valerse say many times anyone he sees selling his figures on eBay, scalping them, he will no longer be able to buy from him. He will block his email address and shipping address.
I don't think he can.
I'm saying he said that.
Hold
he
on.
wants to try and control.
But how is he going to know that?
He's on Walmart now. He can't control it. Can't control it because he's selling on Walmart.
I can sell on Walmart. Anyone can sell on Walmart.
Well, what I'm saying is he can't control that anymore because he's already let out to the third party. So he's selling on Walmart. He can't like not sell to you.
Just saying what he said. But I'm not.
I know, but that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
Plus,
shoot the lady in the leather jacket.
And now he's using
can make a different email and put up a different. You can set up a different eBay account with a different email. You don't have to do the email you used with Valerse.
I'm just saying he made a point early on in his starting his
he has
small
to figure
toy
it out
company
because
to try to curb out people.
Doesn't he realize that people have more than one email?
Rick,
I mean,
what's my
nobody uses eBay anymore? Yes, I think he does realize that.
Rick, what's my eBay?
I don't know. What's
okay.
eBay? eBay sucks.
There you go.
eBay is dead.
Too hard to figure out.
Dead.
All right, that's it. That's
meat.
all the reveals.
Okay, I have a clarification to make in the hot or not section.
Okay.
So apparently those 2 Lego sets are coming out later in the year.
I sent the links in the chat.
Really?
So,
I mean, I was right again.
So they're real. No. I totally thought they were fake because I wouldn't think Lego would make things that don't exist in the films.
Yes,
but it's a Lego cartoon.
It's from the cartoon movie.
A cartoon?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the trailers, John?
No, but I've seen nothing related to these.
There's a Lego Star Wars movie based on these toys.
I've never seen it.
For months.
What's funny is that like people brought it up in our corporate meetings and they're like, no, there's a lot of AI out there that's giving people false hopes for Lego sets. So that's why I thought these were AI, because we had a whole discussion about this stuff in our corporate meeting about all these fake AI Lego things that are out there.
Most AI won't let you to do a licensed brand like Lego, unless it's a bootleg AI from.
Have you seen all the Friday the 13th Lego sets and Nightmare on Elm Street?
Do they have logos on them that say Lego?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Then
people think they're real.
One of those non.
I get people asking me all the time for these Lego sets, and I keep having to tell them those are AI generated. They're not real.
I think John was right. John
check out in the StreamYard chat. I put a link to the YouTube video for the trailer for this. It's called Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy.
With Jar Jar. Lego's popular. They can make a pink Millennium Falcon. It would sell. Like we all know that, right?
I've been clearing out my that they're doing eBay, by the way, so it's not dead.
I'm just surprised that they're doing stuff that's not. Yeah, that's.
Tell you why it's dead. International users, it's dead. So like, I know we don't want to go, but for me, 2 years ago, I sold a lot of these figures. I had 6 of these figures in package, brand new. I sold them on eBay for about $400 US. Now, how eBay works for international users now is that buyer sends that $400 US to eBay. eBay tells me, hey, this guy buys it. Now you ship it out of your own pocket. And when he gets it and says, okay, I got it, we will give you the money. So I shipped him the items. I had to pay $40 to ship to the States, which out of my money. So he didn't pay for shipping. I paid for shipping, even though I charged for shipping. Then 2 weeks later, he got it. He told eBay, yes, I got it. Thumbs up, approved, whatever. So then eBay's like, okay, now we're going to send you the money. So 4 days later, eBay sent me the money in Canadian funds because by eBay's new rules, they have to pay you in the funds of the country that you live in. So eBay sent me $350 Canadian for something I sold for $400 American. I should have got $600 Canadian plus the $40 shipping. So I should have got or 450 American, which is 700 Canadian. They gave me 50% of that.
Hold on.
So eBay's dead.
Just to let everybody who's watching the show know, eBay's dead because Rick doesn't like to use it because of the way they do the money conversions.
People don't know how it works. You know, if you sell something on eBay, they make 17 to 27% profit off your sale.
Do you
So
know
when people
that,
say this sells for $100 on
do you
eBay,
know that
okay,
I
but take
don't,
$27 off of your listing and final
it's
value
still
pay. Now it's only worth
100% more
$72.
than I'm gonna get trying to sell it in a yard sale, and I don't ship internationally, so you're out of luck.
Then you're missing out on half the world, on 98% of the world by not shipping internationally. And that's why I bugged.
Let me
UK
do the
Mark.
math on 98%.
Mark sells on eBay
world.
every day, but he only sells on eBay to people within London or within the UK.
Yeah, I only sell.
So that's like
domestic.
what, 4 million people? I don't know how many people are in the
I
UK,
don't know. I
but a
don't know.
lot less than the planet of Earth.
All right, so
You know what I mean? Like America.
and Rick's
More people in
upset.
America buy
This
shit
segment
on,
has been
on
brought to you by
eBay
eBay.
than all of the UK.
Rick's upset at eBay, so he'd like to be angry and tell
Yeah.
you that they're dead.
Stop using eBay, everybody.
Craigslist.
I don't know.
Local vendors.
I did fine. eBay paid for my entire trip to Joe Fest, so I did fine.
Awesome. Yeah, and I do fine on eBay, clearing out my collection and making space for other stuff. I don't try to overcharge or anything.
No.
I actually have, I sell bulk lots. Everything goes from around $7-8 a figure, and
Somebody smack those children, please.
just trying to get stuff out because don't need it anymore.
Good. That's good. I'm always doing the same.
But
What's
anyway,
your? I'm Kingdom of the Geeks on eBay.
Lego Jaws set, that'd be cool. Or Lego The Boys.
There'd be a lot of like broken, like you can't get gory with Lego. It's like,
I guess you're right. There's no horror movie Lego themes, right? But even with The Boys, like, are they going to eventually make like a sheep action figure with extra details?
all right.
Just an
And
insane show.
and because Rick has dragged a couple of things into these like really vicious arguments about like how he got really upset about like knowing more than anybody else about some really minute little thing, and he claimed those NECA figures were 4 inches when they're actually 6 inches.
Let me share this. Let me share this photo.
And we have we went to almost 3 hours today, which is ridiculous. We've never done that on the Toy Duo team. We'll never do it again.
Yeah, I can't believe I've stayed up this long.
I know. I can't tell what that is. I can't.
It's a picture from Dino's YouTube video that you stopped sharing right when he showed how big they were.
Oh, well, we saw it because he had a
No,
ruler.
you didn't.
We had a
Share this.
ruler that
Share
said
this,
that they
please.
were 6 inches.
Share
So
this,
anyways, everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in to the Toy Duo team. And we'll catch you next time.
Protest.
See you later.
Protest.
see that.
Toys, 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 manly toys, 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 toys.
And TV and movies too.